All right.
Oh, hang on. I've got to click on this. Yeah, okay.
I clicked it, so yeah.
Oh, did
Hi
you?
guys.
Okay.
I think we're live. Thanks for waiting. Sorry, yeah, we're our technical difficulties in the back end, but hello. Hi, Grace.
Hi. Hi, Shawna. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Live with Grace and Shawna. We're finally here. Oh, did
Hi
you?
guys.
Okay.
Yeah, we're here. And we've got an action-packed day for you. Well, we've got an action-packed day ourselves because Grace and I are doing this live. Hi, guys. Yes, where are you coming in from? Hello. Grace and I are doing this live, and then we're recording Ika Spouse. So we've got a full day of Moony talk, recordings, chit chat, analyzation, and I think some cringy moments. Grace, I think we're gonna have some cringy, some little bit of moonlighting cringe. We're entering moonlighting cringe territory. I like to think of it.
Yes, we sure are. And you sit there and you think sometimes you feel a little bit awkward for them.
Oh gosh,
They're
yeah.
tr they're trying not to be awkward, but unfortunately it's body language and so many things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Lots to talk about. As I think most of you who are coming in now know, we're going to talk about the Moonlighting DVD reunion. Mostly Cybill, Bruce, and Glenn when they got together, which I think was the first time they were together since pretty much the show ended, the three of them.
Yeah, for sure.
And then,
Yeah.
yeah, I picked a few select moments from some commentary that we can listen to. But yeah, um, so everybody can weigh in and tell us as we go along your thoughts on this reunion interview. I don't know quite what to call it, but something like that. Um, so people are coming in from all over the place, all over the place. Grace,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
thunderstorms in Quebec. Yeah, it's raining here in Shanghai as well today, and for the next few days, maybe the next week.
Mm. It was a cold morning this morning, wasn't it, Mandy? I got constant condensation on all my windows.
Oh
But
my
it's beautiful
gosh.
and sunny, but it's cold. So,
Okay.
yeah, thanks for
Okay.
being here, guys.
Yes, Quebec. Sorry, I don't think I'm saying that very well. Um, New England, France, Melbourne, Shanghai, Melbourne, um, and we're
At
just
least we
so
got two
yeah, just
from
so.
Melbourne. The word is spreading.
I know, yeah. And the UK, of course. Hello, Marigold, and others will be coming in.
Hi, Wendy.
Um, yeah, yeah. We figure out. Sometimes, yeah, it's with people's usernames, it's hard to, we don't always know who we're talking to, and then later we're like, oh, that was Wendy. So that was funny.
Ah,
Um, and yeah, so I've been spending this week, we always like to create little projects for ourselves, Grace.
I know.
I'm trying to collect a promo from each episode because now that we've found Atomic, because that was missing for a long time,
Mm.
and then like my favorite one besides Atomic that I found recently is the one from Dream Sequence where Sybil and Bruce or Maddie and David are saying, "Oh, you're going to love this like special episode."
Yeah,
So
that was fantastic. That was a great find.
that that one is so cute. And then the Hugh
Yes.
Hefner one from I Am Curious Maddie, that was so random.
I know, but you know what? I was laughing my head off. It was a bit weird,
Okay.
but it
Yeah,
was funny. It was funny
it is.
because,
It is funny. Yeah.
for Hugh Hefner, that would not be unusual at all. He's like,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
triangle. What's the
Yeah.
problem?
Yeah,
What's the
don't see a
problem?
problem. Yeah, Maddie, Sam, Dave, all sounds good to me. Maddie with Dave, Maddie with Sam, Maddie, Sam, Dave together. It's fine. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was pretty funny. Um, that was funny, and that's just another celebrity that we didn't really know. Kind of was moonlighting adjacent. Kind of appeared, in like a moonlighting way. That's never mentioned, just found that within like, there's like commercial blocks on
Yeah.
YouTube, and I just kind of scrubbed through the commercial blocks, and I saw like him, and then I saw like moonlighting, pop up, and I'm like, wait, what is that? What is
What
that?
is that?
Yeah, and yeah, it's really,
He
I
did a
found,
Dr. Joyce Brothers. What's the problem?
the problem. What's the problem? Yeah. So anyway, that's been pretty. Been my little project, and some Moonies out there helping find promos that we're missing, like My Fair David. Can't find a promo for My Fair David, which is really crazy.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
weird?
that's nuts. It's got to be out there somewhere. Well,
And
there would
then,
be one for every single episode. So there's got
well,
we
you
just got
would
to find.
think, yeah, you would think that there would be one for every single episode.
Yeah.
So what do you think? So the funny thing is, some episodes have multiple promos, and then some I can't find a promo for at all. Like My Fair David and some others. But anyway, I put a list on Facebook if anybody can do a little search or find, I don't know what.
Mm.
But so which episode do you think has the most promos? Grace or anybody in the chat. Which episode do you think has the most, like, different kind of, they've done different promos for this one episode, that I can find? Any guesses? Like, if you think about which promos you have seen out there, which have the most variation?
Yeah, well, Atomic had a couple, didn't it?
No, Atomic, we've
Oh,
only
it's only
just
the
found
one?
one.
Oh,
Yeah. Atomic didn't have a promo besides that I can find,
yeah.
Well, the
Well, I
pilot,
never
yes.
saw, yeah, I never saw
I was
you.
gonna,
So
huh?
I never
Sorry.
saw these American ones. I've never seen them before.
Uh,
Obviously, we had ones, our
okay.
Channel 9 ones, because it was on Channel 9.
Mm,
Um,
mhm,
Tupper
mhm.
says the
Well,
pilot. Is there a few for the
I
pilot?
mean, yes. Okay, I was gonna say besides the pilot, because the
Okay.
pilot they did
They had
like
to do a
promote and promote
whole,
and promote.
introduction. Yeah.
Yeah, they did promote and so I am curious, Maddie. The funny thing about that is, until yesterday, someone, yeah, the same guy out there who posted the Atomic promo, um, he has some really kind of, and he had the Harvey Needleman. He has like a bunch
Yeah.
of rare stuff on his YouTube site. He also had a normal I Am Curious Maddie promo, which I was happy about, because the thing
Mm.
with I Am Curious Maddie is it has all these like odd promos, like Dr. Ruth and Hugh Hefner, and the one about, well, Moonlighting's not, the answers aren't going to come tonight because, we're not showing the episode, blah, blah, it has some odd,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm curious. So I would say, from what I've collected so far, Every Daughter's Father is a Virgin has the most variations, probably because they had like the guest stars coming
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah. We had Robert.
But I Am Curious Maddie, yes, that's that has 5 right now, because I found that one last night.
Mm.
Tupperman has a few variations as well, but let's see. Yeah, I Am Curious Maddie, that was promoted like crazy in the UK, so I'm guessing it was the same in the US. Well, it was, but when it first aired, it was promoted and then they didn't air it, so
They
they had to
didn't
kind
air
of
it.
do an error correction, Yeah, so
Whoopsie.
it's kind of,
We've changed our
yeah,
minds.
yeah, yeah. They changed their minds for various reasons, I think. I don't think it was done, first of all. Secondly, the network wanted it to coincide with, what was that? Max Headroom.
Yeah.
So they
Max.
changed the date. It was supposed to be March 17th and they changed it to March 31st.
Mm.
Anyway, yeah, if you could see any, I put a list on Facebook, so if you're scrolling around, searching around YouTube or watching things on YouTube, old 80s stuff, and you come across any of those promos, send them my way. So I can string those together and we can have a promo for every episode, Grace.
Yeah, it'll be great, because then we can collate all this stuff in different files and stuff, and that way it'll be a one-stop shop. We'll just have everything in one place, which is what Shawna has always wanted, to get all the Moonlighting stuff just all in one place.
Yeah.
And if we can put all the promos in one block as well, then you
Yeah.
can just sit there and watch promos, so.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just trying to put everything in one spot because everything is just scattered all over YouTube, all over the internet, Internet Archive, or, some other website, or somewhere on YouTube buried in other things. And we need everything out in the light where we can just see it and enjoy it. You know?
Yeah. Oh, it'd be so good. I mean, you
Yeah.
could just sit there and 24/7 just watch all different moonlighting things. And if we could find some more behind the scenes stuff, that would be great too.
Oh my gosh, I know. Yeah, there's this one promo where they went to ABC went to each set and they were filming them behind the scenes, but they didn't do one for Moonlighting that I've seen yet. So I was like, oh man, I wish they would have done that for Moonlighting because that would have been really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be wonderful.
And what was I going to ask you, Grace? Something. Can't remember. Anyway. It'll come back to me. All right, shall we get started? We've got a long day, Grace, so we should move along here.
Yeah, we've got a very long day today. We'll be
You ready?
we'll be in front of the computer all day.
Yeah.
Sit down.
All right, so I have taken the DVD reunion, I guess we'll call it, with Glenn Gordon Caron, Bruce Willis, Cybill Shepherd. This was filmed in 2008, I believe, and it was the first time the big three, as Bruce says, are together, I believe, since Moonlighting. Now, Bruce and Glenn did the commentary for the pilot episode together without Cybill. So they had gotten together before. I mean, obviously, Glenn and Bruce were friends, and I'm sure they got together all the time. But yeah, first time with Cybill, and her feelings were kind of hurt that she was left out of that pilot commentary, which I agree with, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. I mean, at the
yeah.
time of the pilot, it was her show. It was her.
Yeah.
Let's face it, it was her show, not
Yeah.
Bruce's.
Yeah.
And
So
the
how do you look
tables
at the pilot?
turned, and then they do the commentary without her. I thought, a little strange. Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird, and that commentary itself on that pilot episode there are two different commentaries for the pilot. One just Bruce and Glenn did, and then there was another done when these DVD releases came out. I think Bruce and Glenn did the one is it possible for VHS? Must have been. Anyway, or maybe not. Maybe it was also on a DVD. But yeah, it was just weird. Oh, also, yeah, their commentary on that original pilot only goes about 3/4 of the way, and then it totally stops with like no explanation at all. They just go away.
Oh,
It's just weird. It's like, I don't get it.
that's strange.
Anyway, there's a lot of things we don't get, you know?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I've cut this down. I've taken out all of the snippets from the show, and I've put pictures over anything from the show that they were playing because I don't want to get copyrighted. So I'm not sure how that works still, okay? So let's just watch it, and we will go from there. Everyone ready?
We're ready.
I mean, can I just say something before you get started? Been a while since the big three's been together, you know.
And remember, I came in and I said, I was so pissed. And I said, we got to do something. We got to do something. We can't let this go by. And the Emmys were on a Sunday. And Monday I came in and I wrote that thing. You guys did a scene about David Addison's
right.
mother being in the hospital.
That's right.
The idea being that the fact that we didn't get any Emmys killed her. The network they'd get incredibly upset. I remember, he's a very dear guy, this guy Lou Ehrlich, who was running the network, came over one day and he closed the door to my office and he started to scream. And he screamed for like 20 minutes. And at one point he said, if you don't get this thing under control, I'm going to take an Uzi. Uzis were very popular back then. I'm going to take an Uzi, I'm going to shove it down your throat, I'm going to pull the trigger, I'm going to keep pulling the trigger until the thing is empty. There's going to be blood all over this office. I'm telling you, you got to get this thing under control. And he walked to the door of my office and he turned and went, but don't change anything. And then he left. And that was sort of the network attitude. It wasn't about, here are the pages, let's figure out what the scene is. It was their job to capture the scene. It was their job to deliver the scene. So it was my job to give them a scene that was actable and that was believable and it was funny and true to the characters. And sometimes that came very, 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 very late. Cybill, I think, suffered a lot more than Bruce in this regard.
How did I suffer?
Well, you suffer in the fact you'd say, Glenn,
my
I
God.
can't work this way. And, you know, which
I
was,
said that.
oh, constantly.
Oh,
which was,
wait a
which was
minute.
not an
I
unreasonable...
just had to take a little nap before I had to learn the lines, 11 pages that everybody was waiting for us to go on the
What I'm
tow
saying is
car.
not an unreasonable thing to say.
Having a wonderful fun. It took me a few years to just forget all my bad memories. I mean, like, even bad memories are just working so hard and wanting it to be so good. But now I see it, I'm so it makes me laugh a lot.
I was like the lamest one in that because I hadn't learned how to dance. I was like, I used to have it on my resume, and I finally, my secret came out because on my resume it said actor who moves well. Didn't move well at all. I was with dancers, real dancers. I looked like I was just stumbling around.
Big Man on Mulberry Street happened because Phil Ramone called me on the phone and said, Billy Joel wrote this song and he was thinking about your show when he wrote it. Your show inspired it. Do you want to hear it?
Oh, that's right.
And kind of came over with this tape, and I'd been looking for an excuse to do a dance number for 2 years, so it was very serendipitous.
First episode where we actually got to act in 2 really serious scenes, probably the 2 most serious scenes we ever did together were in that episode. You come to the hotel in Philly. And and a big secret that I was married before. Come on, it was huge. Nobody knew that.
And you're married to a woman who left you for another woman. That was big. I'd seen Risky Business, and I loved Booger, and I loved him in the nerd movies, and I loved him. And he came in one day to audition for something. I don't remember when. It went, oh, this is silly. You should just be part of the cast. And because I was also always trying to find ways to lighten the load for these guys because they were in everything. And Elise was wonderful, but she needed someone to play off of. And I thought, well, he's the antithesis of Bruce, in the same way that Lisa's sort of the antithesis of Cybill. It just made great sense to me.
15-yard penalty, too much time in the huddle. Fill her up, lad.
I don't know if you guys know this, but the inspiration for the show, for the whole series, for me was I had seen in Central Park, I'd seen Meryl Streep and Raul Julia do The Taming of the Shrew.
And you couldn't get those guys to do Moonlighting?
I tried.
Is that what you're saying?
As I recall, you came to me and said you had the most brilliant idea in the world, and do The Taming of the Shrew. And I said, who's going to play the shrew?
Lowest rated episode we did.
No way.
Shakespeare was?
Lowest rated. I'm convinced they
People
tune in.
don't want to see Shakespeare.
They see those costumes. They hear that rhyming stuff.
Those costumes were torture for me. They weighed 35 pounds. They were so beautiful, and I'll never forget. I don't like being tied up.
I remember seeing that
on
on the
film.
application. Yes. And, so the show really is The Taming of the Shrew. It really is Kate and Petruchio on some level. So I do remember coming to
Who
you
were those
guys.
guys? Kate and Petruchio?
Kate and Petruchio. They had a series before us, very similar.
And then they called it Remington Steele.
I was at a thing for Brandon Tartikoff. It was a dinner for Dan, big 500 people dinner, and you get out of these things and they have a line you wait on for the valet to bring your car, which is usually longer than the dinner. And I'm standing on this line, and about 100 feet in front of me is Rona Barrett, who at that time was the sort of premier gossip columnist in the world, and thought, geez, there's Rona Barrett. I got this brainstorm, and I went up to Rona Barrett and I said, hi, my name is Glenn Caron, blah, blah, blah. Would you like to be on Moonlighting?
Which everybody did.
And she said, yes. And I said, can you be at stage 20 tomorrow at 20th Century Fox at 8 o'clock? And she said, yeah. And she showed up at 8 o'clock, and we did the whole thing in a day. But the best part of it was the opening. She marches over to Cybill's office and knock, knock, knock. And Cybill says, Maddie says, who is it? And she says, it's Rona Barrett. She says, Rona Barrett? She opens the door and she says, oh my gosh, you have a camera crew. And she closes the door. And we were getting a lot of letters about, we would diffuse sometimes when we shot Cybill. Jerry Finneman, who's a wonderful cinematographer, was also a very sort of classical cinematographer and felt very strongly about how one presented a leading lady. And we were getting a lot of letters about it. Some people loved it, some people hated it. So I wrote this joke, and Cybill was a great sport. She closes the door. She says, I'll be back in a minute. She comes back, and I think she literally holds up like a screen door. And she says, yeah, it was something like that.
Oh, it's pantyhose.
She says, I'm ready now.
I love the
And that's how we
The
went in.
stuff. Get to it.
The meat's right
The
here,
sex.
honey.
The sex. Where I'm in love with Maddie Hayes. I go over her house. It's raining. And all
it's
this
a
on a
great
sound
moment.
stage. I'm coming there finally to tell her I love her and please take me back. And Mark Flippin' Harmon opens the door, and they close on that moment in that episode. There was this anticipation built up that we all, I think, knew was coming and were dreading because we knew that as soon as we got to that point that something was going to change.
I don't believe that. I still, to this day,
I
I
don't believe it
that.
either. I have to say, I don't believe it. I don't agree with
That
it.
it changed or that we knew it was
Oh,
coming?
no. It did
don't-
change, and
It
all of that's
changed.
true, but I don't believe it had to change.
No, but
I
it was
think if
being
you and I had actually
predicted.
done
It was
then
already
would
being...
have changed everything.
I've used that trick in every film I've directed where there's a
Really?
bed scene. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
standing up instead of lying down.
yeah. Just put the bed on its side, and people just look more attractive when gravity's working for them instead of against them.
It's hard to keep track of what's really happening when you're doing it. That was my experience with the incredible reviews and everything that happened. I wish I could have just relaxed a little more and enjoyed it more because I I really am enjoying it now, watching it.
There was never any time, it was going by so fast, there was never any time to ever stop and say, hey, this is really cool. And I remember a couple people saying that to me and saying, try and pay attention.
At one point, I said to Bruce, if our kids are looking at this stuff when they're in college and it still makes them laugh, that's really all I really care about. That's the mark I want to hit. Anyway, there you have it.
Hold on.
Is that it?
No, I
don't
gotta say
think
one
that's
thing.
all.
So I don't want to have this chance again. And since we're all sitting here, I just want to say this. Because Cybill Shepherd got pregnant, I got to do the first Die Hard. And we all know how that turned out. And honey, thanks for having sex.
Well, those twins.
Twins are 17 years
They're
old.
18 years
Oh my
old, and this is my 35th
It was
year
a while back.
in show business.
Well back, 35
And
years.
it was.
But that's how it happened.
I don't
mean, the
know. I don't know how we
serendipity
did
of all these things.
Okay, so that's that part of it. Initial thoughts, Grace?
Wow. I don't know. It just seems a little bit. Well, I think it's more noticeable in Cybill. And
Yeah.
and I see reactions that Bruce makes to what Cybill says as if, no, that's not what it was. And somebody said here, yeah, Glenn's doing all the talking, but yeah, that's not uncommon. But he was the creator of the show, so he had to explain how it all worked. But of course, Bruce had to mention Die Hard, didn't he? And she did not like that at all. She made a little face and changed the subject. She deflected. She goes, those twins are 18 now. So this must have been the 20th. It couldn't have been what you said, Shawn. It must be 2005, 2006 this was filmed. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, there's so many more things, but I like to hear what everybody else thinks and what you think, Shauna.
Yeah, are there any comments before I weigh in?
All right. So, Glenn won't stop talking. Yes, Chilla. Hi, Chilla. Tupper, Bruce is afraid of Cybill. I'm MHO. I don't know what that is.
In my humble opinion. In my opinion.
Okay. Haven't seen that one before. Tupper, he's not sure what she will say. Carpenter, the interview/reunion is like an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm, minus the funny. So awkward.
That's a good
I
explanation.
love Larry David. I've never actually seen an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm, but I watch a lot of his interviews and I can understand how that would be. Tupper says, I feel for Cybill as she seems the odd one out. Carpenter, totally agree. Yep. Tupper, she looks at them, but they don't look at her much. Mandy, I just loved his smile when she said, I don't like being tied up. Yeah. No words required. His face said it all. What I take from that is, yep, maybe they did. He knows the feeling, if you know what I mean. That's what I reckon. I've always said that. Carpenter, I hate that he says about her pregnancy. So cringe, yeah. Tupper, Bruce really wanted that to go well. Mandy, yep, when Bruce said about Die Hard, Cybill looked like she was going to punch him. Oh, yeah, for sure. She was like, trying to be nice. The camera's there, you know. Wendy, she looked tense. I always hated that bit where Bruce said about Die Hard, but I thought it was just me who thought that. No. Hi, Chilla. Yeah. So I love watching this. It's not something I, totally cringe, but it was nice seeing them all together. I hope she's genuine when she says that, she wished she would have had a calm, like relaxed a little bit and enjoyed it a bit more.
Yeah, right.
But,
Yeah. So I think these came out in 2005. So it's probably filmed like 2004.
Yeah, it must be,
just a
the 20-year
correction on
thing,
that,
the
yeah.
20 years. Yep.
Okay, my thoughts. Yes. All of the above and below.
Below.
What my, assumption, what this looks like to me is that they literally walked onto a soundstage. There was no like pre-meeting, there was no warm up, there was no nothing, and they sat in chairs.
Yeah.
Very much Glenn and Bruce have seen each other. It's all good between them. They have not seen Cybill, and there is not good blood for a few reasons. A few things have happened. It's been a long time. They did that pilot commentary without her. It's just kind of that typical like odd man out thing that she probably was experiencing, a lot during the filming of the actual show and all of that. And, we have to look at their body language as well, because we always look at their body language when at all of these interviews that we're looking at, and they're usually leaning towards each other and, touching each other a lot and things like that. And it's very much like, look at Cybill right here. Anyway, she's like leaning away from him.
Yeah.
And Bruce is leaning back a lot. And she kind of touches his shoulder once. I mean, think about how comfortable they used to be with each other. This is like a divorced couple coming together, for the kids, wedding years later or something like that, to me, I feel so uncomfortable watching it, because you can just feel like how uncomfortable Cybill is. And then Bruce is, I agree with someone who said Bruce wants that to go well. He wanted that to go well. Saying that about Die Hard, in his mind, how you think something in your mind, and when it comes out of your mouth, you're like, oh no, nope. It's like a slow car crash. Watching him say that.
Yeah.
Thank you for having sex so I can have a career. Excuse me? That is the worst way that he could have possibly worded that.
Yeah.
That is just so weird and cringy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And in my view, Glenn is picking up on all of these vibes going on between everybody. I think they all, sitting there, they all know this was a big mistake to just sit down cold without, talking or seeing each other before getting on camera. So Glenn is over talking. Now, Glenn's a storyteller, and Glenn likes to talk, and that's, we love that about Glenn. But when you have Bruce and Cybill there, you want to hear from Bruce and Cybill, right? And he really overtalks because of nerves. He's nervous. He's nervous. Bruce is scared, and Cybill is pissed. That's what I see in this.
You know what? The uncomfortable side of it, I think it would have been nicer to have her in the middle. But of course,
Yes.
they wouldn't have done that because she wouldn't have wanted to. But if she was in the middle and they were talking, it might have, from our point of view, it might have looked a little bit more relaxed and not so stressful. But Glenn has had a dig at her about,
Yes.
oh yeah, well, that hasn't happened yet. Is that the next part?
No,
and Bruce,
about that she's the one that was always complaining.
yeah,
suffered?
that she suffered the most. Yeah, she did that. Yeah.
He said that.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
he
said that. Okay. So he's had a go at her there. Bruce has brought up, the pregnancy and Die Hard.
Because
But-
again, Bruce had a baby the next year as well. But
Yep.
no one got a career off that because he didn't have to lose any time at work. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's so insensitive. And I
Yeah.
know he probably didn't mean it like that.
No, no.
But, I think he thinks like he's trying to give her partial credit for his career. I think he's trying to be nice about it, But yeah, Bruce, I found a little snippet of Bruce from another show where he's talking about Out of Africa and how he fell in love with Meryl Streep just yesterday I posted,
Yeah.
The Bruce Willis that is in that snippet is like a warm, like a very soft, kind of warm, caring guy. And then his arrogance at some point, going in the 90s and early 2000s kind of took over a little bit. And oh gosh, I see some interviews with him where he's just so arrogant. And
Yeah.
his ego is, kind of entering the room before him here,
He changed.
I don't know.
He changed a lot.
Yeah,
If you
he
looked
changed.
at those first that one you found with the with them making out they're having a party, the photo from Let's Stop Murder. In that interview there, he is so green, he's friendly, and he's saying, oh, my heart beated when when I saw her,
No.
and it was a very raw, honest type of interview. Whereas later on, he's like, no, very guarded, very careful what he said, which I understand that too, because things were written about him that were bullshit. So he's very careful about what he says. So, Wendy, this was the height of Bruce's action hero popularity. He was a massive movie star then, and his diehard comment, I think, is to kind of rub her nose in it. You got pregnant and I became a superstar. And I don't see what's wrong about him mentioning about his luck to make Die Hard. Yeah, well, it just depends how you take it, really.
It's the way that he is saying, because you had sex and got pregnant, I got to have a career.
Yeah, I think it's the way he worded it wasn't quite. It's not what he should have said. We don't believe that.
Just even the words like "thank you," like "honey, thank you for having sex." I don't know, it's off-putting to me, and I think it really rubs Cybill the wrong way. There's nothing wrong with him, giving her props for helping him along. Like, I think she is partially responsible for his career. They were so great in this show together. And there was a window of time for him to go and make a movie, and that's just serendipitous.
Yeah.
But to say it's because, it was kind of on the back of her pregnancy or something, I don't know, it's just a weird.
Yeah, it was just the way he said it. Chiller, but I think he's still intimidated by her in this video. Maybe because Cybill is so unpredictable and unfiltered. Yeah, anything could happen at any time with her. Ocean Lover, hello. Yeah, it was really tacky how he worded that. Yeah. Yep.
She's holding back a lot here as well.
I think there's
a lot.
She's busting, baby. She's busting.
Yeah. There's a lot she would like to say. There's a lot she'd like to say. Let's watch it in small snippets. All right. And here's the start.
I mean, can I just say something before you get started? It's been a while since Big Three's been together,
And remember, I came in and I said, I was so pissed. And I said, we got to do something. We can't let this go by. And the Emmys were on a Sunday. And Monday I came in and I wrote that thing. You guys did a scene about David Addison's mother being in the hospital. That's right. The idea being that the fact that we didn't get any Emmys killed her. The network they'd get incredibly upset. I remember, he's a very dear guy, this guy Lou Ehrlich, who was running the network, came over one day and he closed the door to my office and he started to scream. And he screamed for like 20 minutes. And at one point he said, if you don't get this thing under control, I'm going to take an Uzi. Uzis were very popular back then. I'm going to take an Uzi, I'm going to shove it down your throat, I'm going to pull the trigger, I'm going to keep pulling the trigger until the thing is empty. There's going to be blood all over this office. I'm telling you, you got to get this thing under control. And he walked to the door of my office and he turned and went, but don't change anything. And then he left. And that was sort of the network attitude. It wasn't about, here are the pages, let's figure out what the scene is. It was their job to capture the scene. It was their job to deliver the scene. So it was my job to give them a scene that was actable and that was believable and it was funny and true to the characters. And sometimes that came very, 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 very late. Cybill, I think, suffered a lot more than Bruce in this regard.
How did I suffer?
Oh,
Well, you suffer in the fact you'd say, Glenn, I can't work this way. And,
I said that.
Oh, constantly.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
But he's
Wow.
I'm sure he's telling the truth, but I think it's a let's dig at Cybill day that day. She doesn't do any digging. She just mentions the costumes, the twins, wish she had have relaxed. She's actually doing the right thing, what she's saying. Because you know what? She could have,
Yeah.
she could have really dug back and, mentioned the boys club and,
She could have said a lot. But, that's like the first minute, and that's like 3 or 4 different topics, and Glenn is just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, What would have been nice, it's like the whole DVD reunion and commentary. They never let Bruce and Cybill do anything together. If you have Bruce and Cybill there, I mean, come on, look at all the interviews. Like anytime anyone talks to anybody about Moonlighting, they want Bruce and Cybill there, right? So they should have done the 3 of them and then done Bruce and Cybill separately. And Bruce and Cybill definitely should have done one commentary totally alone. Because the only
Absolutely.
one that they're there, it's all four of them, Jay, Daniel, Glenn, Cybill, and Bruce on Atomic, so yeah, I wonder if Bruce and Cybill, they didn't want to do that.
I was just going to say, maybe they didn't want to, and maybe they did Atomic because Jay and Glenn were there at the same time, so they didn't have to sort of interact too much together. Who
That's
knows?
sad.
Maybe they didn't
That's
want
sad right
to.
there. I know it.
I don't
Yeah, I
know.
just have a feeling that there was bad blood at this time. I think things got better after this. I think, they healed a little bit through this. I think, like, when they get to the actual commentary, I think you can hear Bruce and Cybill, interacting on Atomic in a really, like, fun and natural way.
Yeah.
And things started to soften. But I think this is the first time that they saw each other, sat down cold, and this is not a good. It is just frosty in there. And
Yeah,
Glenn
but
is
but it did.
over-talking.
Yeah, well, that's true. But that's Glenn. He's a talker,
Okay,
But it broke
you
the
got to
ice.
have you got to have Bruce and Cybill do their own separate interview. Then you know what I mean. If you're going to have like the three of them sitting there, because yeah, and this is no shade to anybody. This is just our
No,
our thoughts.
this is
and
just our
views,
opinion.
Yeah, we love Glenn, Bruce, Cybill. We respect them all.
Yeah.
Anyone involved in the show, like, absolutely. But it's just Bruce and Cybill are sitting back. Glenn is a storyteller, and everything goes to Glenn. Everything goes to Glenn. Look at our 40th anniversary. Glenn, tells the stories, and everybody listens. So Bruce and Cybill are doing that as well. But the thing is, we needed a separate interview with just Bruce and Cybill because Glenn is just covering so much territory. He's talking about the Emmys. He's talking about Big Man. He's talking about Cybill. He's talking about the scripts. He's talking about all in the first 4 minutes. There's like way too much to cover.
Yeah, I think he's just covering for the awkwardness and the, and maybe he's feeling a bit of tenseness between them two. You don't know what
Yes.
happened beforehand.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I
at
know.
the end, yeah, they hug and they walk out, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I could be, being a bit cynical here, but they are actors and their cameras are rolling. So either they thought after that interview, you know what, let's just make up and, cuddle, let's walk out. And he's standing there watching them in his usual way, standing there with his hands in his pockets.
Yeah, like a lot of people.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Did
think
you-
at the end, when they're walking out hugging and things like that, I think that's the beginning of some softening. But I think they
Yeah.
needed to meet before this. There needed to be a meeting. Yeah, some things needed to be softened before they sat down in front of cameras because it's pretty
Yeah.
obvious.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad blood going on
I
right now.
think they probably did that on purpose, thinking, oh, yeah, look, it'll just be spontaneous. We'll just say what we say, and we don't want anything rehearsed. A bit like
Yeah.
their scripts, they weren't rehearsed too much.
Yeah.
But then I don't think it worked. I mean, it was okay, but it could have been better. It could have been better.
God, could have been a lot better. It was
Yeah.
little
I'll just
cringy.
read some comments. We've got a lot of comments.
Yes, I know. This is a fiery one. Lots of opinions on this.
Wendy
It is.
says, do we have any idea when Bruce wanted to get the series remade? Glenn has spoke about it, so it's obviously true. It is true. It is true. He told us that. I don't know the timeline with that, whether he was saying that in the 90s or couldn't have
No,
been
I think that was
recently.
2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. Yeah, it was like during that time frame. Yeah, he mentioned that during the 40th anniversary that we
Yeah.
hosted. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. All right. Wendy, cringe. Yeah, I know. Chiller, I think she came prepared to not let them gang up on her. You know what? That's a very good very good point. She might have
Yeah.
thought, barrier, not putting up with any, with any crap. I'm just gonna,
Yes.
be polite, be civil, do what I got to do and get the hell out of there,
I know. She doesn't have any allies. They're together. She doesn't, and it's just
No.
her. Like, yeah. So, yep, I agree with that. Good observation.
And also Chiller says, is this before the episode commentaries?
I think so. Yes. I think this is the first thing they did.
Yeah. It just seemed a bit cold and not cold, but
Frosty.
it's a metaphor, right?
Frosty.
Yeah. Wendy, she looks lovely actually. She's 55, I think, and Bruce is 50. They both look good. They could have been great in a remake. Yeah.
Yes. This is the time that they should have done the remake. If they were ever
Yeah.
going to do not
Then-
a remake, but like, yeah, a revisit of the show or something, you know.
But
reunion episode.
as Bruce said, not Bruce, Glenn, he obviously thought, I don't know how. I don't know how. How do I start it again, and what do I write? I think that was his issue. How do I bring these characters together again after 20 years? And in the commentary for Atomic Shakespeare, they sound much more comfortable and playful together. Yeah. I think they broke the ice here, and because, as I said, they had Jay and Glenn there too, that would have been a bit more comfortable for them to talk and open up. Ocean Lover, I agree. Cybill looks beautiful here. Yeah, she's gorgeous, always gorgeous. Carpenter, perhaps a therapist should have conducted the interview.
Who?
Maybe they needed Dr. Joyce Brothers there at the side, you know, coaching them.
Yes, and they needed a therapist here for sure. Yeah, they needed that. Yeah.
Oh, Eric's back. Hi, Eric. Hello, and all love from Culver City, California.
Hello.
You're close to the movie studios there, aren't you? Culver City, isn't that where some studios are? Mandy, did Bruce and Cybill make any eye contact through this whole interview? Very good question.
Oh my gosh, I don't think so. It's so it's sad. I mean, yeah.
She does look at her. She looks at him more than he looks at her. I don't know whether when she says something, he just looks at the camera. We should play it again, Shawna.
Well, we've got more here, so let's continue.
Yep.
Should we continue or there? Okay.
Continue.
Which was not an
I
unreasonable.
just had to take a little nap before I had to learn the lines, 11 pages that everybody was waiting for us to go.
Yeah, like Bruce is looking up. He's not, even when she's talking. Yeah, I know. I mean, just think of like the past. I'm glad we've looked at those past interviews because how connected they were in the past interviews.
Yeah.
Looking at each other, touching each other, you know, bouncing off each other, like little silly, ideas and stuff. But
On the
I'm
tow
saying
car.
not an unreasonable thing to say.
Having a wonderful fun. It took me a few years to just forget all my bad memories. I mean, like, bad memories are just working so hard and wanting it to be so good. But now I see it, it makes me laugh a lot.
I was like the lamest one in that because I had to learn how to dance. I was like, I used to have it on my resume, and I finally, my secret came out because on my resume it said actor who moves well. Didn't move well at all. I was with dancers, real dancers. I looked like I was just stumbling around.
Big Man on Mulberry Street happened because Phil Ramone called me on the phone and said, Billy Joel wrote this song and he was thinking about your show when he wrote it. Your
Yeah,
show
well,
inspired
Scott
him.
disagrees with
He wanted to
you.
hear it. And
yeah, you know, well, that's the other thing, Grace. Some of the stories that we're hearing here, we're not sure those. You know, that's exactly how things happened.
If you
everyone
listen,
remembers.
Yeah, if you
things
listen
that
to
are
our
right.
interview with Scott Ryan, he believes it's not exactly how it occurred, how they got that song. So that's it.
And then listen to our interview with Ron and Jeff, and then the whole Atomic Shakespeare story falls apart as well.
Yeah.
But
See, that whole thing falls apart. So definitely listen to our Jeff and Ron interview because that explains Atomic Shakespeare a lot. Because Ron nearly cut my head off when I asked him something.
We had to like omit a few F-bombs on that one.
Yeah. Oh my God. Eric, I'm near Sony Studios and the Culver Studios. That's now Amazon Studios. Oh, good. Okay. I just put Culver with Studios. So, you're close to them. That's good. Chilla says he's not looking at her at all. That's right. I don't think he does. She looks at him a lot.
Look at all this body language right here. Well, Glenn is talking to someone off camera, so that makes no sense. And then Bruce is this. He is very much like staying in his lane, right? And Cybill's shoulders are going that way. You know?
Oh my God. Carpenter says you can feel Bruce counting the minutes until this train wreck is over.
Yes. Yes. And this whole backdrop and everything. Where are they? What is this? Like, this is where you put Bruce.
It looks like a flag. But yeah,
flag and a
they're just in
cupboard.
a corner on a sound studio. That's all. Nothing
They
exciting.
should have they should have remade like the Blue Moon Office or something like that and had them sit. I
Yeah,
mean, come on, guys. I don't know. Like, I'm sure it was just all impromptu or whatever. But
because I'm sure they've still got the furniture.
God,
It'd
still,
still be in
I
the
feel
props warehouse.
I just feel uncomfortable watching it. Um, I get like a physical reaction from this, like a visceral reaction from all this. This is all so.
Okay, Wendy's already got the plot sorted out for the new seasons of Moonlighting. I think a remake could have been that they get married in the 80s, then got divorced and ran into each other 20 years later and get caught up in a murder, solve it, and restart the agency. That's good.
Yeah, they could
Good
solve the
idea.
Anselmo case.
They can solve the
Anselmo case.
Anselmo case. Yeah.
Yep. Another idea that I had was they have a daughter who's taking over the agency. If it was a little bit later, and then they don't have to always be on screen. Mom and dad just come in and they visit mom and dad, or mom and dad visit, or she goes to them for advice or something like that. Then you can kind of have like the old and the young
Yeah.
mixed together, and you get Cybill and Bruce, but you get like a new generation kind of running the agency.
Yep. Chilla
my
loves
idea, I
that
thought.
plot. Yeah, it's good. Good plot.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
And kind of came over with this tape, and I'd been looking for an excuse to do a dance number for 2 years, so it was very serendipitous.
First episode where we actually got to act in two really serious scenes, probably the two most serious scenes we ever did together were in that episode. You come to the hotel in Philly. And
he's
and a big secret that I was married before. Come on, it was huge. Nobody knew that.
And you're married to a woman who left you for another woman. That was big. I'd seen Risky Business, and I loved Booger, and I loved him in the nerd movies, and I loved him. And he came in one day and auditioned for something. I don't remember when. I went, oh, this is silly. You should just be part of the cast. And because I was also always trying to find ways to lighten the load for these guys, because they were in everything. And Elise was wonderful, but she needed someone to play off of. And I thought, well, he's the antithesis of Bruce, in the same way that Lisa's sort of the antithesis of Cybill.
I love that photo.
It just made great sense to me.
15-yard penalty, too much time in the huddle. Fill her up, lad.
I don't know if you guys know this, but the inspiration for the show, for the whole series, for me was I had seen in Central Park, I'd seen Meryl Streep and Raul Julia do The Taming of the Shrew. And
you couldn't get those guys to do Moonlighting?
I tried.
Is that what you're saying?
As I recall, you came to me and said you had the most brilliant idea in the world, and do the taming of the shrew. And I said, who's going to play the shrew?
Lowest rated episode we did.
No way.
Shakespeare?
Yep. Lowest rated. I'm convinced they
People
tune in.
don't want to see Shakespeare
They
these
see
days.
those costumes. They hear that rhyming stuff.
Those costumes were torture for me. They weighed 35 pounds. They were so beautiful. And I'll never forget, I don't like being tied up.
I remember seeing that
on
on the
film.
application. Yes.
Yeah, see, he disagrees there.
He's like, Bruce is
He's
good at holding that
yes, you do.
Yes, you do, honey. I remember well. I love how much Bruce, and when you listen to the commentaries, how much he remembers. He remembers a lot of very specific things about the plots and the episodes and the inner workings and behind the scenes and things like that. So it's always so good, to hear these commentaries and hear Bruce talk about the show. He would, for Big Man, he remembered the plot about I was married and she was a lesbian and all the things. He said Philly, but they went to New York and all that. But anyway,
He had a great memory with everything. When you listen to the commentaries, they're just gems, because little things that he remembered a lot of things that she didn't. And it was we're just blessed that we've got those recordings.
Yes.
His hat, Chilla says his hat is so low, it's almost covering his eyes. Yeah. I don't know why he's got it so low.
I don't like either of their outfits here. I don't like Cybill's outfit, and I don't like his outfit. I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but that's.
I just don't feel like they've dressed for the occasion.
Yeah.
Eric says, does Cybill have any kids? Yes, she has 3 children and 2 of them are twins. They're all girls. I know Bruce has some from other marriages. Yeah, he's got 5 girls now. 3 from Demi and 2 from Emma. They all just look so uncomfortable. Yep, that's Chiller. Wendy, yes, Shawna, your idea was the other way. I thought they could do it. They stayed married and their kids take over the agency. They could have got 2 well-known younger actors to play their kids. Yeah.
Yep.
Carpenter, Atomic is the best. It's so absurd. That's why it's so good, because it's so absurd, the things that happens, you know, the glasses on the horse and so many things.
I know.
And the scroll where he wants to direct and stuff like that.
The words are great. Ron and Jeff.
Ron and Jeff, God bless them.
I love them.
Cybill has 3 children, adults now. Ocean Lover, that's what I figured. Chiller, don't like the outfits at all either. Yeah. And Wendy, do you remember how Cybill said she was really jealous of Bruce dancing with that woman in Big Man? Yeah.
Yeah. So like everything they're bringing up is just like hot topics, right?
But it doesn't make sense, because she didn't want to do, she was reluctant to do that scene where she had to dance and come down the steps. And she said, no, all right, but I'll only do it once. I only want to do it once. Well, if you'd want to dance with Bruce and you have your chance dancing, why do you only want to do it once? But she's jealous of him dancing with Sandow Bergman. So
because she didn't get the chance to rehearse like he did. He had like a week's rehearsal with Sandow, and she was jealous of that because they were spending a lot of time together. So she didn't get the rehearsal, but they wanted her to do this one dance step, you know what I mean? So yeah, there was, it was just like tension, control, jealousy.
Yeah, a lot of words, a lot of adjectives.
Yeah. Yep. Now Cybill here, she breaks the ice a little bit, doing what Cybill does, is kind of saying like a kind body kind of, innuendo kind of remark, that's what she's good at, right? Like, I don't like to be tied up.
Yeah.
On film.
on film, yeah.
And Bruce, he looks very uncomfortable, like, okay, no comment. Bruce,
I'm not saying a word.
Don't say a word, as usual. Just mum's, We made that pact, Cybill, didn't we?
Yeah, pact schmacked.
Oh, good Lord. This is tough to get through, guys. I don't know about you. Do you feel as uncomfortable as me? I don't know. It's really, yeah. And I know I've cut it down here a lot, but they're trying to cover everything and more in like such a short time. Like they're just switching from this topic to that topic to this topic to that. Why couldn't they just have them like have a discussion? I don't know. Where's the rest of this? Where's the rest of it?
Where's the rest of it?
Where's the rest of it? Like it seems like this is a speed dating thing. Like, we got to get as much information out here, like as possible, as much information about the show as possible. Do we have any time here? Is there any time to just like, discuss and relax? No, I don't know.
No.
It's also frenzied. I don't know.
And it's not long enough either. I wanted it to be longer.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, why is this so rushed, and why are they trying to cover everything in like just a few minutes? If you've got the 3 main people here, and it's just, it's like, just like, you're like manically trying to cover everything in like 5 short minutes. It just doesn't. I don't get it. I don't get it. And again, it should have been the 3 of them, and then Glenn should have gone away, and they should have talked to Bruce and Cybill, but it seems like that's not what they wanted to do. So we got this.
Well, maybe beforehand, Glenn got the gist that maybe they were a bit uncomfortable being there or something and didn't really want to talk. I don't know. And therefore he's just taken over. I
think Glenn and Bruce talked about like, oh gosh, we're going to see Cybill. Oh gosh, how's this going to go? Oh gosh, I haven't seen her in so long. Yes, I think there was some discussion between Bruce and Glenn ahead of time, and Glenn was trying to run defense here. That's my take on it. That's how I'm reading it.
Yep.
Okay, let me move on.
Yeah.
So the show really is The Taming of the Shrew. It really is Kate and Petruchio on some level. So I do remember coming to
Who
you
are those
guys.
guys? Kate and Petruchio?
Kate and Petruchio, they had a series before us, very similar. And
then they called it Remington Steele.
I was at a thing for Brandon Tartikoff. It was a dinner for Dan, big, like 500 people dinner. And you get out of these things and they have a line you wait on for the valet to bring your car, which is usually longer than the dinner. And I'm standing on this line, and about 100 feet in front of me is Rona Barrett, who at that time was the sort of premier gossip columnist in the world, and thought, geez, there's Rona Barrett. I got this brainstorm, and I went up to Rona Barrett, and I said, hi, my name is Glenn Caron, blah, blah, blah. Would you like to be on Moonlighting?
Which everybody did.
And she said, yes. And I said, can you be at stage 20 tomorrow at 20th Century Fox at 8 o'clock? And she said, yeah. And she showed up at 8 o'clock, and we did the whole thing in a day. But the best part of it was the opening. She marches over to Cybill's office and knock, knock, knock. And Cybill says, Maddie says, who is it? And she says, it's Rona Barrett. She says, Rona Barrett? She opens the door and she says, oh my gosh, you have a camera crew. And she closes the door. And we were getting a lot of letters about, we would diffuse sometimes when we shot Cybill. Jerry Finneman, who's a wonderful cinematographer, was also a very sort of classical cinematographer and felt very strongly about how one presented a leading lady. And we were getting a lot of letters about it. Some people loved it, some people hated it. So I wrote this joke, and Cybill was a great sport. She closes the door. She says, I'll be back in a minute. She comes back, and I think she literally holds up like a screen door. And she says, yeah, something like that. She says, I'm ready now.
I love the
And that's how we went in.
Get to it.
The meat's right
The
here.
sex.
Okay, before we get to that, just the talking, the Glenn over talking, yes, it's very nerve-wracking. And they tell a lot of the same stories that we've heard many times as well.
Yeah. Yeah. But he did compliment her, saying that she was a good sport to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was a good
She was
sport in a
always-
lot of things, actually.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, I mean, Dennis Dugan said that, a lot. A lot of people, yeah, that she was just willing to do anything, game for anything, yeah.
Pie in the face.
Yeah. Yeah, and she loved that, She'll be doused with champagne or have a breast implant thrown in her face or whatever,
And the paint dripping on her head.
Paint on her head, yeah. That was a lot. Yes, when we get to the meat and potatoes of it all, any other comments to read?
Yes. Okay, I've got to go back. Hang on. We've got a lot of comments. Blah, 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 blah. Where am I? Yeah, she was there. Yeah. I think Jay's on the other side of the camera, and that's who they are all looking at. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Of all people, Jay would be there. That's a very good. Yeah.
I don't know.
Um,
Then he should
Yeah,
be in front of the camera. I mean,
not
Jay
a
should be
fan
there
of the
with him if he's there.
hat. Nobody's a fan of the hat. Mandy,
No.
I think their relationship from her side, I don't want him unless someone else wants him. Then I want him too.
Yeah, it was as complicated as
Yeah.
Maddie and David's
It was.
relationship. They had a
It
complicated
actually was. It was complicated behind the scenes and in front of the camera. Chilla, you guys should ask Glenn about this video if you ever interview him again. Well, we will be. We've already planned that. He's he's coming back. Let's see. Because since we interviewed him, as we've gone along recording the podcast, other questions come up. So we've been writing down all these questions for the last couple of years since we last interviewed him. So he didn't think he had anything else to add, but I said, don't worry. There's plenty more to unpack seeing we're reviewing these episodes. So
We've got plenty more to ask.
Yeah.
And it's fitting because he left after the fourth season and we're almost to the end of the fourth season. So it's fitting.
yeah.
He came the first season and he'll come the fourth season. And then he was at the 40th, of course. So we're
timing
very much
will be-
looking forward to
Yeah.
talking to him again. Yeah. So
Yeah, the timing will work out perfectly. Marigold, Wendy. I think Cybill was very possessive of Bruce when they were in the show, but not in a bad way. And I think that she was hurt that Bruce always sided with Glenn, of course.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
It's hard to have three.
he really
Yeah.
put Glenn on a pedestal because he gave him his big break.
absolutely. And Glenn's so talented. I mean, look what he did,
Yeah, I know.
So I
Um,
mean, yeah. And I think it was the three of them together at first, and then it became like two against one. And
Yeah.
Cybill and Glenn, as we said before, Cybill and Glenn fighting and put Bruce in the middle, and yeah, everything got very complicated.
It's very interesting how he mentions Big Man on Mulberry Street too, because shit hit the fan on that episode.
Yeah,
Okay.
true. There's a lot of
Um,
triggers here, I think,
yeah,
a lot of memories.
yeah,
And everyone remembers things in their own way, of course, but
yeah,
Cybill has a selective memory, and she always has,
yeah.
and not remembering that, look in that PM magazine that we didn't look at it here on the live, but she says filming season 2 almost killed her. It was tough on her, and he's telling the truth here, but she's like, how did I suffer? How did I suffer? It's like, Cybill, you did.
You did.
You've said that yourself,
Yeah.
But then she doesn't remember it. Yeah, so it's like,
I
don't
think
get that.
she said that because she didn't really appreciate him saying that.
I know. It's true.
That's
Yes.
all that was.
Yeah.
Carpenter, I've never enjoyed this interview until your live stream. Now I feel like I'm at a proper holiday gathering. Tensions are high. Tensions are high. A fight could break out at any minute. Good times. I love it.
That is true. It's just like family. Just like family. We can all commiserate together.
Oh,
we can all
just like-
suffer together.
Yeah, just like our family barbecues. It was just there's always one. Right. Per my comment, this is Mandy. Per my comment above, also why their relationship got worse once he met Demi. Yeah. Yep. This would have caused a little bit of awkwardness. And Glenn is so funny when he tells stories, although he talks a lot. Yeah. But you know what? He's good at telling them.
Oh, no, he's a great storyteller.
He's a great storyteller. He's a great writer and a great storyteller, and he doesn't piss fart around with what he's got to say. He comes out and says it. There's no humming and hawing. He'll just come out and tell the story. He's got a great memory too, except about Atomic and Big Man on Mulberry. Anyway,
like we said, everybody remembers things in their own way. Everybody rewrites their own history in a way.
Yeah.
I love Glenn, love the stories, could listen to him all day.
Yeah.
But we still need him to go away at some point and just talk to Cybill and Bruce. We just do. Because they're the stars, and they're the ones that,
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I want to hear from Glenn, but they should have had one segment. They should have had Cybill and Bruce just do one commentary together on an episode, but we will talk about that in a bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Go on. Anything else before we?
Wendy, I have put a story on Blue, the Facebook group today about how I like to think it went down in Hawaii. I have tagged you.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
We can be creative there.
Yep. See how we imaginate that went down. Can only imaginate.
Imaginating, contemplating.
Your cleavage.
Cleavage.
Okay. And I'm sure he did in Hawaii. All right. We move on with this train wreck. Reunion. Kidding. We're lucky to have it. We are lucky to have it.
No, absolutely. We're not.
Even if it's a bit cringy, they're together, and we love everything, that involves them being together. So, okay.
This episode where I'm in love with Maddie Hayes. I go over her
Not
house.
looking
it's
at her.
raining,
Not looking at her at all.
Sound stage.
Looking
I'm
up,
coming there
looking up.
finally to tell her I love her and please take me back. And Mark flipping Harmon.
We need a body language expert to tell us what looking up means. Looking up. I guess we don't need one. It's just avoiding, I think, but uncomfortable.
The door, and they close on that moment in that episode. There was this anticipation built up that we all, I think, knew was coming and were dreading because we knew that as soon as we got to that point that something was going to change.
I don't believe that. I still, to this day,
I don't believe it
that.
either. I have to say, I don't believe it. I don't agree with that.
That it changed, or that we knew it was
Oh,
coming?
no. It did change, and all of that's true, but I don't believe it had to change.
No, but it was
if
being
you and I had actually
predicted.
done
It was
then
already
would have changed everything.
I've used that trick in everything, every
Okay.
film I've directed with is
Really?
that scene.
We gotta look at Bruce's
I've used that trick
reaction
in
there.
No, but it was
If
being
you and I had actually
predicted.
done
It was
then
already
would
being.
have changed everything.
God. He doesn't. Yeah, he has a very uncomfortable response to that. He's like, don't bring up you and I doing it, because we know we did.
Yeah.
I think she likes to kind of throw that out there, like, right, Bruce? Right? Remember those days when that happened? And we said we'd never tell. I've been keeping that secret, Bruce. Don't forget.
Yeah. Now there's some body language. He's stopping her from. Look at
Yeah,
his hand.
his hand is literally like, and she's like, and Glenn's like, God. This is really funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think what Bruce, sometimes they're all three kind of talking about something different at the same time. Like what Bruce is saying is right, that they were all anticipating the time that they were going to cross that line as characters. It was going to change, So Bruce is saying, like, we anticipated that it would change once the characters slept together. But then Glenn kind of switches to, like, I don't believe that. I don't believe it. It had to change, and blah, blah, blah. Of course things were going to change. Things had to change, not for the worse. It could have worked. We just never really got to see that, But yeah, and then Cybill's kind of like, I don't believe that either, didn't, or if you and I, then she changes the topic to them when they're talking about the characters. And yeah, it's just always kind of this like jumbled, conversation. No one's on the same page.
No. Although Cybill agrees with Glenn.
But then she starts talking about Bruce and her, their relationship and them sleeping together. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's nothing's cohesive.
She has to bring that up all the time. Yeah, it would have changed if we slept together, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, well, I don't believe it had to change. It could have just kept on going, but not bringing in the pregnancy. It was just the plot that it just was wrong.
I mean, the dynamic would have changed because they'd slept together, and then that was a new evolution of their relationship, which could have been great. There could have been playing that.
Nothing wrong with that.
But I mean, it was going to change in some way if the characters, eventually when the characters slept together.
But they could have still run the agency and done and solved cases.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
And
it would have been fun. It would have been really fun.
Yeah, it would have been really fun. And just don't bring the baby into the episode. How many women have walked past a camera with a handbag in front of their stomach? I just didn't need, I didn't need to bring it. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, we got heaps of comments.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah.
You guys should ask Glenn. Yep. Okay. I think Cybill's. Yep.
We need to ask Glenn more about like what the plan was, if they were there and together and able to. Yeah.
Yeah, Wendy, I guess everyone on here knows that Cybill sort of propositioned Bruce when he was married to Demi, and he commented, "I'm married now." I think she put a note in his dressing room. Do you know about that, Shawna?
Yeah, she slipped him a note. Why don't we take this a little further or whatever? That was like season 5, and he was like, "Nah, I'm married now."
Oh my God.
As Cybill said, some form of monogamy. I don't know what that. If he was trying, I'm sure he was trying to be monogamous at that point in the relationship.
Oh, I hope so.
If you read Demi's book, doesn't sound like he was their entire marriage, but I think Cybill's marriage was failing. She was getting divorced, and I think she wanted to restart, kind of continue where they left off before she got pregnant, which is I'm sure they Yep. Heard that, yes. But thanks for bringing it up.
So I don't know. It didn't have to go the way it did. I agree with Glenn, but then these two start doing the banter they normally do on screen, talking over each other.
Yeah. All right, continue.
Yep.
I've used that trick in every film I've directed with a bed scene. Yeah. Yeah.
Standing up instead of lying down?
Yeah. Let's put the bed on its side. And people just look more attractive when
Who's he
when
talking
gravity's
to?
working
You know
for
what I
them
mean?
instead of against
He wouldn't be
them.
talking to Jay. Doesn't need
Track of
to.
what's really happening.
He doesn't
when
need to
you're
tell
doing
Jay
it.
that.
That was my experience with the incredible reviews and everything that happened. I wish I could have just relaxed a little more and enjoyed it more, because I really am enjoying it now, watching it.
There was never any time, it was going by so fast, there was never any time to ever stop and say, hey, this is really cool. And I remember a couple people saying that to me and saying, try and pay attention.
At one point, I said to Bruce, if our kids are looking at this stuff when they're in college and it still makes them laugh, that's really all I really care about. That's the mark I want to hit. Anyway, there you have it.
Hold
Well,
on.
I think they hit that mark. We're still talking about it now.
Yeah.
Still talking about it today.
Yeah, we got new
Posted
viewers.
something. Oh, did you see Tallulah commented on the snippet? Bruce talking about Meryl Streep.
Oh,
yeah,
did
so
she?
yeah, their kids are involved. You know, their kids are still watching them, the show on Hulu and all of that. So yeah, they hit their mark, right? Yeah. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
was gonna
Tallulah,
say something.
Tallulah put love him. Yeah,
Oh.
Tallulah commented on that. Yeah.
I was going to say something.
Um,
I can't remember what it
yeah.
was. Something here that happened. Can you play that again? Sorry, unless you said.
Well, they're talking about enjoying it. They wish they took the time to enjoy it. And people said, you know, pay attention and all going so fast and all of that. Do you want me to play it again? That's
No,
what
it's
they're
all
talking
right.
about.
It's just that I just feel that that was edited. Bruce seems to be cut off when he was talking
Okay,
there.
let's see.
It makes them laugh. That's really all I really care about.
Pay attention.
At one point, I said to Bruce,
Right there, maybe.
Yeah,
This
I
is
just
really
feel
cool.
that was
And I
cut.
remember a couple people saying that to me and saying, try and pay attention.
at one
Yeah,
point, I said to
yeah.
Bruce, if our
Okay.
that's the mark I want to hit.
All right.
Anyway,
So, yeah, I know. Like you were saying earlier, Grace, it would have been nice. But you know, at the time, you know, Cybill had a young child.
Yeah.
She's a single mother. You know, when it first, like the first couple seasons, long days. And as we saw, they filmed from January '85 to like March or April of '86. You know, like a year and a half. And you know, it's just hard. It's a lot of memorizing and having to look beautiful and be on in front of cameras, and everything did go so fast at that time. You know, everything happened like so fast. Within like 2 years, you know, Bruce went from like an unknown to like mega stardom. You know, so everything was just like catapulted. You know, I'm sure you want to enjoy it in the moment, but it even to us it seemed like it all went so fast and everything happened at once. You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, would be nice. You know, if Cybill could have, like she said, enjoyed it a little bit more and stuff like that.
Well, I suppose when you're inside this whirlwind, you don't see it like we see it, the people from the outside. But I feel that she's genuine there in thinking that, you know, she wished she would have relaxed a little bit and enjoyed it a bit more. Which still, it's easy to say that now because it was difficult. Scripts in late, Glenn's still writing, Jay's going into Glenn's office saying, what do I need? What are you writing about? You know, and Glenn would say something like, oh, well, I need a boxing ring or something, you know.
I know.
Well, even though that's Jeff and Ron's episode. Yeah, so it would have been difficult, but I think looking back now over, you know, the 20 years, she's probably a little bit, she feels a little bit of regret about what happened and, you know,
Yeah.
maybe getting Glenn removed and so forth. So,
I
yeah,
know.
I would have liked to have seen them actually first meet up before this, just before they started filming here, because they hadn't seen each other, and you know she got him removed, and I mean you don't know what the situation was there, but you know they're talking, but
Yeah.
oh, I don't know.
I think Glenn's very forgiving. You know, when he talks
Yeah.
about that time, he always says like, we were young, we were naive, you know, I didn't know how to run a show. I would have done a lot of things different. I mean, we talked to him about that as well. He said that on other places, including our podcast. Now the thing is, you know, with Cybill, I think it was on Larry King or something. She talks about how she for 17 hours, you know, when it was running on, I think Bravo, airing on Bravo, Moonlighting in around 2000. She watched, she binged Moonlighting for 17 hours, watched all of it. And she just enjoyed it, and she didn't think about who got the funnier lines, and she probably, she didn't think about any of the bad things that happened behind the scenes. So it's kind of like that. Like maybe she should have, I know like she had to fight for herself, but maybe she's thinking like it looks great, and he didn't get all the funny lines, and I didn't, and so maybe in that way she was thinking maybe I should have just like trusted a little bit more and just trusted that what was being shown on screen was going to come off well, and that we're all going to look good and we're all going to get the right lines, and that Glenn's a capable writer, and Ron and Jeff and Carrie Aaron and all the people that so I don't know,
But
maybe
you
that.
know what? They were a team, and she probably should have. No, look, I'm no expert, okay, but she's part of that team, so she makes him funny by what she does.
Yeah, of
So,
course.
like in
Reacting
Cybill,
to
she wanted the funny line, but it ended up Christine
I know.
Baranski got the laugh, even though they
Yeah.
swapped the lines over.
I know.
So,
I think she spent well, and it's like that story in Scott Ryan's book, The Oral History, Moonlighting's Oral History, about Cybill, that one dance sequence in at the end of The Sun Also Rises, where she kept trying to turn so she had more camera time and stuff like that. I don't know. It just seems like there were some things that she would do to kind of like, look, they're actors, and they all have egos, and they all want to be seen, get their camera time and stuff like that. But yeah, just it seems like in some ways she wanted the spotlight to shine on her a little brighter when they're a team, like you're saying, so I don't know. There are some moments that we've heard where she kind of reacted the same way in both shows.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Bruce won't look at her. I never noticed that. Yeah, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. It's real awkward.
Wendy, I never noticed before, but yeah, Cybill looks at them when she talks, but they don't look at her. So rude. Mandy, looking up while talking generally means you are trying to recall a memory. Yes, but only to the right-hand side. He's sort of looking up. If you look at the right-hand side, I'm pretty sure that's a behavior expert will say that's recall. You're recalling, but if you're going to the left, they reckon you're lying. So,
Yeah, he's looking straight up, like they avoid looking at her.
yeah, no, it's not
ugh.
happening. It's not happening. Mandy also says, I think she was brave turning up for this, knowing the guy's friendship. Yep.
I know.
But
Yeah, she
again,
is.
she's a strong woman, and she put up with a lot on Moonlighting as well. So
Yeah, she's dealt with a
she's
lot in
also
Hollywood.
very strong, even though it did hurt down the track. Wendy, oh my God, I forgot she got Glenn sacked. Yeah, that's probably why Bruce in particular is off with her. Yeah. So
Oh yeah.
for a long
Bruce
time,
would
Bruce
like
was
that.
very resentful of Cybill because, she got Glenn removed.
Yep.
And then that caused different things with the new writers, which Bruce disagreed with. So,
Yeah.
it's hard.
Well, it's like
Papa
in that
says
Connie
Cybill is a
Chung.
great gal.
Yep, she is. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all great. They're all great. They're all very talented, great people. But they've got us analyzing, scrutinizing their every little movement here. But that's what we do. But in that Connie Chung interview, Bruce said, I'm still amazed about how it all went down, about how Cybill Shepherd removed Glenn from his own show after he had given her career back and things like that. So yeah, he was definitely, and he said, I don't have anything nice to say about her. And that was 90 or 91. So, yeah, he had resentments, and yeah, I mean, a lot went down. So, but they
Yeah.
all have their point of view about and their own feelings about it.
Yeah.
They were there.
But I
We
think
weren't.
20 years later, it's like, let's move on. Let's forget about that. I mean,
I
you
think
can't
this
take it with
is-
you. Let it go.
Yeah, I think this is the beginning of the ice breaking, but
Yes.
we're watching them coming together after a very long time, and there's still some hurt feelings.
Just a few more comments. Chilla
Okay.
says, for her, it was really hard. I remember seeing an interview where she said she had a full-blown panic attack when she realized you have to go back to work after a break. Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
her, it was almost like going back to work because everybody was against her and blaming her for everything. So I could imagine that would have been very tense and difficulty, and the anxiety walking back in there, not
I
knowing what
know.
to expect from everybody.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. And then
uh,
spend, 12, 14 hours a day? Yeah, it'd be hard.
Tupper says Cybill does not hold grudges. Not sure about Bruce. Yeah, we don't know. And Chilla says she is a real strong lady. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I don't think any of them hold grudges, but I think, and this
Mm.
is the ice breaking, but yeah, we'll hear a little bit more about that after this. All right, let's listen to the last cringy part.
There you have it.
Hold on.
Is that it?
No, I gotta
don't
say
think
one
that's
thing.
all
So
of
I don't want to have this chance again. And since we're all sitting here, I just want to say this. Because Cybill Shepherd got pregnant, I got to do the first Die Hard. And we all know how that turned out. And honey, thanks for having sex.
Ooh, if looks could kill. If
Yeah.
looks could kill.
She wants to seriously slap him out.
Yep. When he goes and like grabs her hand like that too, because she's like this, she's like holding herself like away from him. And then he goes to take her hand and calls her honey and thanks for having sex. And it's just like, Bruce, stop. Please.
I'm
It's like,
surprised
this
she
is like
didn't walk off the set.
I know. It's just so weird. I mean, weird is maybe this is cringy.
I got to do the first Die Hard. And we all know how that turned out. And honey, thanks for having sex.
It's the fakest smile I've ever.
Well, those twins.
Twins are 17 years
They're
old. and
18 years
Oh my
old, and this is my 35th
It was a
year
while back.
in show business.
Well back, 30.
Yeah, she kind of turns it to the twins are 17, 18 years old, and it's my 35th year in show business, Bruce.
Yeah.
Remember when you got a career off my
Yeah.
back?
Yeah. Well, she had to
And-
do something. She had to do something.
Um,
Well, and the thing is, he's like, I don't know when I'll get another chance to say this. Like, couldn't you say it anytime? Couldn't you contact her? Couldn't you, I think there's lots of ways,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, like, I don't know. And why did he feel the need to say that right then and there,
Mm.
I
Yeah.
know in his head that came out a different way. It was, it's just, to me,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it sounds different in your head.
Yeah.
It sounds like
Yeah.
a compliment when it comes
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. He could have just said because she had to go off and have the twins, I got to do Die Hard, so thanks, Cybill.
It gave me a window of time. It
Yeah.
Yeah, it opened up a window of time for me to film Die Hard that I wouldn't have. And like,
Mm.
so part of my credit for my career goes to you, Cybill, and I just wanted to say that. Give her credit for your career, not like thanks for having sex and
Yeah.
and getting pregnant, having twins, so I could have a career. No, it's not. It's not cool. All right.
it was.
But that's how it happened.
I
I
don't
mean, the
know. I don't know how we
serendipity
did
of
Yeah,
all these
they're both
things.
just talking about two different things then, And they cut that short. And where is that footage? Why can't, there's someone videotaping this and, taking pictures and things, and it's like,
Yeah, so he's taken photos of them. So I've never seen a photo from the other side. Have you
I
seen?
know, where's all that footage, And Glenn standing there, yeah. I do think that this is them breaking the ice a little bit, I think Bruce has a soft heart. He has a soft person, and I think
Yeah.
he wanted to break ice with her. Yeah, I think he felt that tension, and I think this is a nice little button on that really cringy, the uncomfortable moment that they were sharing there. But
Now Glenn's the odd one out. He's left out in the corner.
exactly. and they're walking off, and it's like,
What about me?
see, everybody had their own dynamic and their own relationship, and outside of that threesome, where I think Bruce felt very protective of Glenn, Bruce and Cybill had their own separate relationship, and we've seen a lot of iterations of that. And we really, I'm sorry, DVD release people, whatever. We really needed them to sit down together or do a commentary together. That would have
Yeah.
softened things even more, I think.
Just a few more. Real strong lady. Cybill's tough and I love her for it. That's
Yeah.
Carpenter. Chiller, why the hell did he bring that up? Yeah, I know.
Don't know.
He just needed to say it, thank her, but the wording,
It was
just the wording didn't come out quite
the
right.
wording was very was poor.
Eric, I wonder how Cybill and Bruce's friendship is now since he was diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia. We asked her, and when we spoke to her, she hadn't seen him, so I don't know whether she
But
would.
she was at his roast, and they've made up since then. It's fine.
Yeah, the relationship, since then it's fine, and she was at his roast and was good, but I don't
Yep.
think she's seen him once he got diagnosed, not that we know of. He could have said the same thing in a much better way. Yeah, that's Topper.
Yeah.
Killer,
Just
this
the wording
is so
was
cringe.
poor.
Topper, kind of like when David was looking for a Lamar's partner. Oh God, don't remind me. Oh, the
Cringy
stress.
moment. Cringy moments.
Carpenter, even my cat is covering her ears. Luckily, my cats are outside. I've thrown them all out. Okay. It's just so ick. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Chiller. I think in his head, it was like saying you're forgiven for getting pregnant and ruining the show, because that's what they all blamed her for, because things to that you gave me my career. Yeah.
I don't know.
I know. It's just so many things happened in that one year. It was just crazy. I don't know. Anyway.
Okay, here's a little snippet I found of Rona Barrett talking about being on Moonlighting.
Oh, cool. I haven't seen this.
Yeah, let's watch.
Oh, well, it was by accident. I was at an event for Brandon Todorkoff, and the writer and producer of Moonlighting, we were outside standing waiting for our cars, and he said, Rona Barrett. He said, boy, I think I have an idea that I would just love to explore with you. And of course, it was the final episode of Moonlighting. And, and so I said, sure, I'll do it for you. And that's how I got to do it.
I'm not sure if it was the final one.
But maybe
One of the ones after that long.
No, it wasn't the final.
it was a wonderful
she's remembering all
experience. I love Bruce Willis. He was terrific. And everybody on the set was just wonderful to me.
Now, you
Just
interviewed
great.
all the characters in character.
In character.
Now, was it scripted?
Part of it, yes. A little bit was, but most of it was scripted. Yeah.
Did you enjoy playing yourself?
I didn't know I was really playing myself, but I guess I was.
All right, it's kind of cute. Just
That is
hearing that
cute.
story that Glenn's told before from a different perspective.
Different, yeah. Yep.
Okay, so before we're going to look at a few snippets from the commentary episodes, but yeah, some talking points. Let's see if we covered everything. The different demeanors of the big three.
Yeah.
We covered that. The chemistry between Cybill and Bruce. Yeah, what do you think about the chemistry? Not much chemistry, right? It's just super awkward. Body language. They're away, like leaning away from each other and stuff.
No, they're a little bit aloof, if anything. It seems to me they're just being civil. You know.
Cybill with Cybill.
Civil with Cybill.
Okay, we talked about the show changing after they slept together. Bruce's reaction to Cybill's comments about them sleeping together. Yeah. Yep. Stop.
Stop.
We saw the body language on that. Yep.
Yep.
So much of that is very telling from previous interviews to now. Yeah. Whenever that's brought up, he's a bit uncomfortable, but it's obvious it happened. Yeah, Bruce's final comments to Cybill, and then Rona's comments about the show. Yeah, she thought it was the final episode or whatever. You know, like people don't know what they're on sometimes, you know, where it's at. But I thought that was pretty cute, her talking about being on the show.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. Yeah, she's just
And-
explained it a little bit differently than he does about how he asked her.
Yeah. Well, they were waiting for the cars. I mean, he did say that, but yeah, a little bit more detail. Okay. Anything else before we move on, Grace? Anything from the comment chat? From the chat?
Wow, Rona will be 90 on October 8. Yes, yes. Yes, I noticed that
My
recently
goodness.
because I went to check her X account, but she hasn't posted for a long time. So, Tupper says she's still around. Chilla says not a lot of chemistry, just a big wall between them, which is true.
Yeah.
And Wendy says Bruce looked terrified all the way through, knowing that she might say something. When
Oh
did her
gosh.
book come out? I don't know.
2000. 2000 was her
Oh,
book.
it had already come out. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mandy says zero chemistry. Yep.
Well, imagine having that power to like scare Bruce Willis, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Good
That's
on
right.
her, you know? She holds a lot of power, you know. Those guys were shaking in their boots and they had each other and she came in alone. So, yeah,
Yeah.
she has a very strong person. Yeah. All right.
We can't find her
Let's
book.
move on.
All right.
So, a few highlights from the commentary. You know, we can do more commentary in the future, but hearing Bruce and Cybill talk about each other is magical and very fun. And gosh, I mean, everyone knows, I don't think it's any secret how much I love the commentaries. And, you know, just hearing Bruce's voice is just, I just love listening to the commentary just to hear Bruce and hear his voice and hear him talk about moonlighting. So, it's really cool. So let's hear a few things.
Tries to hide himself through this sequence. It kind of builds and builds. Chris Hibbler directed this. He was great.
Yeah,
Whatever happened to him?
I'm sure he's out there directing something even as we speak.
Why isn't he hiring me? Well, for that matter, why aren't you hiring me? I don't mean to put you on the spot here.
Okay, I have to go now.
Oh, I love that he buys a newspaper off him and then...
Okay. So that's always interesting to me. You know, just again, this is only, you know, what did we say, 20 years after or whatever?
Yeah.
But Cybill's memory, you know, like Cybill, you got him removed off of his own show and you're asking him, why aren't you hiring me? And he's, again, very uncomfortable about like, look at the time, I gotta go.
I gotta go.
And
yeah. Her memory, honestly, I don't know.
She must have blocked some of that.
She must have blocked a
time
lot out because we were the same. Like when we interviewed her for the podcast, I had to do a bit of creative editing as well, but she didn't seem to remember that she got him removed.
And she doesn't seem to remember that in 2005 either.
No.
You know? I think she blocked some of that out. I don't know.
We were
It's
actually
just-
telling her what happened. Oh, okay.
Yep.
So anyway.
Yep. But even here in 2004, 2005, she's asking Glenn, like, why aren't you hiring me? It's like, Cybill, really? Like, gosh, you know?
Yeah.
Well, why would you want to work for him again when there was so much upheaval? But also, like, yeah, you got him removed from the show. Like, I love this commentary. Yeah.
What makes her think it's going to be different now if he hires her? Could be the same problems as before. He still writes the same. He still wants to get it perfect.
And he would be like the most magnanimous person ever to like hire someone who got him fired from a show that he created, wrote, and produced. Like,
no, I don't think. No, Wendy, I don't think this one's Every Daughter's Father is a Virgin. I don't think it's on the DVDs. Is it, Shawna?
Yeah, this is from the DVDs.
It is?
Yeah, this is the commentary from the DVDs. Yeah. This, Cybill and
It's
Glenn
not on my
did Every
DVD.
Daughter's- Okay.
Okay, go on.
Cybill and Glenn did the commentary for Every Daughter's Father is a Virgin. It's really good. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely like bygones. It's definitely Cybill they even talk about, just the rough time that they had, but, they got through it and everybody was just young and inexperienced and, could have done better. And she's gone to therapy. And, they do talk about some things. They do bury the hatchet a little bit in that. I don't know, maybe we can listen to it someday if not everybody's heard it. But anyway, I just wanted to point out that that's one thing where I'm just like, really, Cybill? You want him to hire you after you got him fired?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. The next one is,
Oh, I love that he buys the newspaper off him and then.
okay, right at the end. So Atomic Shakespeare, if you guys have heard, have you heard this one? You've heard the four of them, right, Grace? On Atomic?
Yeah, that's on the DVD. This one is not on ours anyway, Shawna.
Okay.
Maybe the DVDs in different countries, they might have did different things, but this is not. I don't think this is on our
Okay.
DVDs. Go on.
All right, so this part of Atomic, this is at the very, very, very end when the credits are rolling. And in one version of this, they've cut this out, but on another version of the commentary, they've left it in.
Okay.
And the first time I heard it, my heart was like, oh my gosh, like it warmed my heart so much to hear Cybill and Bruce talk like this. Let me make sure the volume's all the way up. It seemed a little low. Okay. Anyway, so here's Bruce and Cybill talking at the end of the Atomic commentary.
That's unbelievable. Wasn't very good. It's like a little comment on it. That's sweet.
Okay.
Chick.
Chick Eggley, just saw him the other day. Alf Clausen, amazing job. Joe Perry,
Bodine.
Robert Paris,
Skip
Neil
Bodine.
Middleberg, and Roger Bonadilli's cut it.
Skip O'Dean.
Bodine.
The skip squad.
Norman laughed.
The skip
Skip
squad.
squats.
That's,
For the skip squad. Dave Willis is on the show. Look, Jeff Cool.
Yeah.
Jeff Cool's big editor now.
I know.
I asked Skip Hell to hit you with that rubber gun. Do you remember in the second season you stuck your head out and I said, really hit him this time. You've forgiven me, haven't you?
Yes, of course. I forgive for all. I never blame you for anything.
And thank
I'm
you all.
sorry,
It's
I'm
wonderful to be with you.
I'm just spent.
Could you hear that?
Yeah. What? Something in particular?
Yeah, so do you remember the story where Cybill, she tried to tell the story a couple times in commentaries and it got cut off, and she was trying to tell it in Every Daughter's Father is a Virgin as well. I think it's something that she really felt bad about. So here she said Skip Howell, but she's talking about Chris Howell, who's the stunt coordinator.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So in the next murder you hear, when they're on the rooftop and Bruce opens the door and he pokes his head out and they throw that gun, right?
Yeah, that's right. So you throw the gun towards the door on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, and we got her to finish this story on our podcast, actually.
Yes.
So she said, when you throw the gun, really hit him this time, and he did, and he hit Bruce in the head.
Oh, shit.
Remember? So this is something that Cybill's really felt bad about. So she's apologizing to Bruce.
Yeah, she mentions it. Yes, that's right.
Yeah. And then she says, you've forgiven me for all that, haven't you? And he's like, yes, of course. I forgive you. I never blamed you for any of it. That's what he says. So yeah, this is a little bit of a like bury the hatchet, them having like a warm moment, like a little making amends.
Yeah. Yeah, I love this moment. Yep.
Yeah. I'll play it when we're just that end part. So they're talking about different people on the cast and stuff like that, and yeah, we hear some of the inside jokes. Like
they're watching the credits. Yeah,
watching the credits, talking about So anyway, listen to what Bruce and Cybill say.
Forgive for all.
Yeah.
I never
We're
blame
done.
Second season you stuck your head out and I said, really hit him this time. You've forgiven me, haven't you?
Yes, of course. I forgive for all. I never blame you for anything.
And thank you all. It's wonderful
Yeah.
to be with you.
I'm just
It's just a cute little moment. Like, of course,
Yeah.
She said he was fine, but like probably hurt his head to get hit in the head, and then she
course.
had kind of instigated it. I think she felt bad about that. She's brought it up a few times.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love that moment in the commentaries. All right, moving on. Okay, so here's times when Cybill and Bruce in the commentaries comment on each other's looks. And, it just like gives us some insight about what they thought about each other just when they were actually filming, right? This is Bruce with,
He was a dangerous little fellow.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Cat cut your tongue? Dr. Fishbein aim a little high with the Novocaine?
So cute.
Sure
Come
was
on,
pretty.
Say something, will you?
saying how cute she is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I look at my face in these episodes and there's no lines on it, there's no scars on it.
All right, Atomic.
Great work here.
Never mind.
So sexy when your hair all messed up like that.
You are.
Come on.
You are breathtaking
Thank you.
in these shows.
Wait,
You are breathtaking.
like,
Thank you for putting it in the
a
present.
messy little dirt on you.
Bruce. He likes her messy, a little dirt on her.
Yeah.
I truly believe that a happy marriage.
That's a sexy look right there. Not me.
On a pinch. Now they stop being concerned.
Yeah, she looks beautiful there.
Yeah, I know.
Every daughter's father.
My first film, The Last Picture Show, where I'm looking in my compact in the classroom, ignoring the teacher. I just want to grab him right now and lay a big wet kiss on him.
You know what? The other thing too that I'm reminded is, it was a show that was extremely irreverent at a time when nobody was.
Polish. That's got to be DePesto. Who would clean the phone?
Yeah, well,
oh, it is her.
It is Agnes.
And there he is
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah. And
Mr. Bruce Willis.
Mr. Bruce Willis, and he was playing this really well for all it was worth.
Oh, he looks good there.
It looks good there.
Smoking?
No, Mr. Addison.
Yeah, this is Cybill and Roger Director talking.
Yep.
Everyone is getting the office ready.
Maddie is very important.
He seems obviously very irritated by what he's saying about how important.
You and I forge a relationship.
Forge what?
A relationship between you and me.
A relationship between you and me?
I saw some real hatred out of David Addison's eyes in that moment
Yeah.
when he was saying how important it was that they become friends.
Yeah, so he immediately sort of goes the other way and reverses like you know.
I like that just because Cybill was really reading Bruce's face. You know, I think they could really they had a good read on each other, you know, when they were working together she's like, I saw some real hatred coming out of his eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right. Anything to say so far? I was going to play the part in Atomic where they talk about each other, when they talk together. But should I just play it?
Yeah, just play. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So this is Bruce and Cybill talking about whether they really kissed and all of that. So let me play this.
Oh, if we could only
that
relive this
was-
today, Bruce.
I know, that was Hoojinger. That was stunt girl. Not. Watch me start laughing. Look, you're laughing here. You're laughing.
Cybill was laughing.
You know which one we should do is the one where we're in the shower scene tied up. When we're both laughing.
We went from 20th Century Fox to
Yeah.
the back lot of Universal here.
That is not me. Oh, don't tell him that.
So is that Chris Howell falling down those stairs and Beth?
Yeah, definitely.
What's her name?
Beth.
It's Beth.
Yeah. I'd definitely would fall down those stairs. That's a nighttime show. That's nighttime. It's about 8 o'clock at night. Think about it. Not a whole lot's changed since 16th century Padua. A man will lie. A man will just do whatever the heck it takes, really. Come on. Those are not my feet.
Yes, they are.
Are they?
Yeah.
That me?
Stunt feet?
Stunt
No,
feet?
it's our feet.
That is not you.
Yes, it is.
Cut it out. I cannot believe that is my chest with all that back in
Wait, I'm waiting for Cybill
Uh-oh.
to turn over because I'm trying to figure
What's up? There you go. I wasn't really in the gym a whole lot in those days.
Sleep well.
Like a babe. Only waking occasionally, wanting to be fed.
See, this is really a way to get them to sleep together without them sleeping together. That was Glenn's ploy, I think.
Thinking also, wondering, Petruchio, why me? What moved thee to woo me?
My life. My spirit. We are kindred souls, Kate. There's mountains to wind. Each of us moves not, though the other blow perpetually.
All I'm looking at is Cybill Shepherd's hair. What great hair.
I
Look at
had a
that
lot
hair.
of extra hair in this particular.
Is that a
show.
wig or is that you?
Well, it's my hair on top, but I had.
Yeah, they cut her off there. Now I don't know
Great
why.
hair.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's what really matters.
For all thy shrillness and shrewishness, thou art quite a remarkable woman.
Are we really kissing there? Yeah, I think
No, I
we
think
are.
we always kissed.
I think we did.
I shall dispatch them with all due haste.
Okay, so yes, a lot of now we can tell that the ice is really broken here. There are, warmer laughing. There's more banter. We can even hear Cybill and Bruce kind of whispering and talking to each other during this commentary. This commentary is great, and sorry, Ron and Jeff, that you didn't get to do your own show, but we do
Yeah.
love it. We do love the four of them together, but again, it's like Cybill and Bruce should have done, I think, like Witness or something alone,
Yeah.
or do that.
Best kiss.
I see England that Bruce was talking about in the shower scene or whatever.
Yeah, he
But,
mentions that. They must have had
Yeah.
fun filming that shower scene.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, just how they talk about are you really there? Sybil's hair, how they look. Bruce comments on his body, how he's not as buff as he was, with the Die Hard body. And then they kind of debate whether they really kissed all the time, and they have a differing opinion about that.
Yeah, she reckons they didn't always.
And he says they did.
Hmm.
So what's the truth?
Yeah. Well,
You
to be
know?
honest, there's some scenes that doesn't look like they are. They're in the wrong position, but they hide it, but
Yeah.
who knows?
Maybe from take to take. If they had multiple takes, maybe they cheated a little bit,
Mm,
But sometimes we can really see that they are kissing, Grace. Absolutely.
yeah. But she got cut off there, and it really annoys me because when Glenn mentions her wigs, she goes, "Yeah, well, sometimes I wore wigs, whatever," and they cut her off. Did she? What's so bad about telling the truth about wearing wigs? Of course, you're going to wear a wig in this sort of 16th century big hair sort of thing, But
Yes.
anyway, don't know why they cut her off there. That always annoys me when I watch it.
I know, it's like we want to hear more about that. But
Mm.
I just, oh my gosh, I just love, those are just some moments, I love Bruce always commenting on how cute and sexy Cybill is.
Yeah.
And how, they really, they just really have a lot of affection for each other in the rest of this commentary, which is great to hear, especially after that cringy reunion.
Mm.
So yeah, talking points. Cybill asking Glenn to hire her. I always find that curious. Why?
Yeah, did you
Yeah.
forget?
Yeah.
Hell.
I think she wiped it from her memory. I think she has a block against it. I think it was just a really bad time.
Yeah.
Bruce and Cybill's comments on each other. The big four. Yeah. So the big four, including Jay Daniel there for the atomic commentary. I wonder why they chose atomic for them to do. Ron and Jeff clearly should have done atomic.
Hmm.
And they should have done Witness. The four of them should have done Witness. That's my opinion. First kiss and all of that. And it was a great episode.
Would have been great. Yeah. Well, Ron
Blonde on Blonde?
says that Glenn
What?
did Atomic because the conversation would have come up about who wrote it and who did the ending, and and Ron and Jeff are adamant that they say that they wrote the whole thing and Glenn had absolutely nothing to do with it. So that's Ron's view on it.
Yes, that Shakespeare or Taming of the Shrew was never brought up before Ron and Jeff brought that idea to Glenn. So
That's
what
right,
they
yeah.
maintain.
Yeah.
And they should have done the commentary for that for sure.
Yeah.
And they were disappointed that they didn't get to. Fair enough. Yeah, Bruce just really seemed to like doing the commentary. One of the best commentary episodes is a Trip to the Moon that Bruce
Yeah.
and Glenn do together.
That's a great one. That's a great one.
And-
yeah.
And And Bruce, again, I could have had more sound bites of him just saying like about how David Addison was in love with Maddie Hayes from the moment he met her and stuff like that, and just commenting on their relationship is just really, it's great. It's just so nice,
Yeah.
And he remembered more than anybody. He gives such great tidbits. My Fair David, that's a great one there with Will McKenzie. And yeah, I think they should have done Witness. And yeah, anyway,
Yeah, they could have done I'm Curious Maddie.
Yeah, they could have done I'm Curious Maddie. Gosh, totally. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah, thank you guys. That's my presentation, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got some comments.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I don't think Cybill's perspective has been accurately presented. The criticism of her has dominated, I believe, wrongly. Yeah. Well, it takes two to tango, I always say.
Oh yeah.
Can't just
She
blame. There were other people, there are other mechanics involved, there are other people involved, so you can't just blame the one person. The media, the media especially then love to criticise women and favoured men generally. Yeah, it was a bit sexist, wasn't it? Eric, Atomic Shakespeare is my least favourite episode. I'm not a fan of it. I normally skip it. Okay, Eric, have you listened to our podcast episode of Atomic Shakespeare? Have you bought the book? If you have the book with you, watch the episode and then listen to our review. It may change your perspective on things. I mean, back in the day when it first came out, it wasn't really appreciated for what it was. But I think now with maturity, with the fans, I think we definitely appreciate it much more. Because to be honest, back probably 15 years ago, I would have skipped it too. But once we reviewed it, we realised how great it was. The dialogue, the costumes, it cost about $3 million this episode. It was a ridiculous amount of money. And it was the lowest rated. That's what Glenn says anyway.
Yeah, you said it was lowest rated.
Yeah, but definitely try doing that, Eric, and just give it a go.
Hold on,
Tupper, why
Grace,
do they? Sorry,
Grace, hold on. I wanted to say something as well.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So listen to our interview with Ron and Jeff as well, the writers of the episode. That's a two-parter. It's a great interview. Gives a lot more insight into it. Also, I used to feel the same way about Atomic. I would never watch it. I hated it when it aired. Like, why do we have to watch this? I wanted the continuation of Maddie and David's relationship because I think it airs right after Big Man, and like we just got a big episode from Big Man, and then like suddenly we're in Fantasyland.
Yeah.
But it's actually one of my go-to episodes now. It's one of my like comfort episodes. I love it.
Yeah.
So Eric, give it another chance.
Give it another
That's what I
chance.
say.
The iambic pentameter is so clever and it's funny. And they're
Yes.
funny. And it is really entertaining if you just sit down and relax and just
watch
take it all in.
Yeah, take it in. Yeah.
Why do they emphasize her look so much? I thought she was fabulous in the role.
Well, she's got to look great. Like Jay Daniels said, you dress her as well as you can. You make her look as good as you can.
That was Jerry Finneman. Yeah.
That was, she was supposed to be hot as hell, So yeah, her looks play into it for sure. That's
I
part
like
of the
that
draw.
bit where David is winding Walter up. Have you ever seen Play Misty for Me? So he's making out Maddie is complete psycho. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's too bad they started painting her character
We'll
like
get
that.
to that, in the fall. Chiller, they sound so much more relaxed in the commentaries. Of course they do. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, the
just
commentaries are
they're
great.
just sitting down, relaxing, watching like they're watching a movie. So I would have liked to have been there anyway. I assume they were paid for the commentaries. I don't know. Don't know whether they would have
I don't
been.
think so.
Does anyone know what they were paid per episode back in the day? Okay, so Cybill at the start, she was getting 35,000 per episode, and he was getting 12, from what I heard. But of course, that flipped. What was it, Shawna? Season 4 or 5? He actually was getting paid more than Cybill.
Yep.
According to AI, Bruce was paid more than Cybill after the success of Die Hard. Yes, that is correct.
Probably season
Chiller,
5. Yeah.
season 5, yeah. She said in an interview that she started off, they paid more, and then it's switched to Bruce being paid more, yeah. Wendy, I hated Atomic when it first aired, but yes, when I heard your podcast, I did change my mind. Yay! I love it.
Yeah. And that's, yeah, we're kind of doing
Eric,
that for season 4 as well. Yeah. I think you have to take some of the emotion out of season 4, and
yeah.
it's actually a pretty decent season, but yeah.
Yep. Eric, I'll have to buy the book on Amazon, and I haven't seen your review of it. Okay, cool. So you look that up.
Podcast.
Yeah, it's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We haven't put it on YouTube yet. So, Tupper, I meant in the commentary that they keep talking about her looks. Yeah, well, I don't know. That's just she was just beautiful, and he always mentions that in commentaries how beautiful she was. Didn't he call her a dish at one stage?
What a babe. What a
And
dish.
you
Yeah,
know,
he does
and
say that. And yeah, that's in the topic as well. Yeah.
yeah, and
What a
when he
babe, what a
when he
dish.
says how
I said
gorgeous
that to
she
you
is
yesterday.
in dream sequence about when she flips her hair up, and
Oh
when she's
God,
singing.
yeah.
He
Yes,
loves
that's
that.
true. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot more than the snippets that I played. Yeah. I mean, I think her looks were part of what made the whole chemistry works. I don't know. Like, yeah, maybe it's not nice to comment on a woman's looks all the time, but it's a big part of Cybill Shepherd's
Don't worry,
career.
we we're all over Bruce in the podcast. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, Bruce's looks, we talk about Bruce's looks too. Yeah.
Yeah. I loved Atomic Shakespeare right away when it was broadcast in France, but we French people are used to watching films in costume, so that's probably why. That's true. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Carpenter, Atomic Shakespeare is one of my favorite episodes. It's the kind of humor I love. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tupper says that bothers me. Okay. Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
fair enough. Yep.
Yeah.
It bothers him about how
I get
they
that too.
talk, compliment her on her looks. Yeah.
To his face. His looks, I mean, he was just a handsome guy, but his looks in the show weren't as important as her looks because he could get away with looking hungover and disheveled and things
And he
like that,
did.
but she always had to look good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Which was harder it was hard on her,
But even
but
when they made her disheveled, she still looked freaking gorgeous. Like in Knowing Her.
knowing her, yeah.
Pantyhose down. She has the pie in the face. They put dirt on her face in Atomic. I mean, she looked fabulous.
Yeah.
You couldn't go wrong with her. You could put a garbage bag over her head, she still looked fabulous.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Sheila. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, they had Glenn and Bruce sitting. Oh, I wonder if that's what happened. Was Bruce and Glenn sitting there? No, because Bruce was on the other side then. But yeah, there's a point where in the commentary or in that DVD release where like Bruce and Glenn are talking about.
Yeah,
that's where
he's
you're
sitting on
you're
the
saying,
opposite side. Yes.
Yeah. So see,
Is he wearing the same thing? Is that the same day?
No, it's not. He's wearing something else.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
got
he's
his
wearing
bottle of
something
water.
else.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah. So see, why so how come they could do that but they couldn't get Bruce and Cybill sitting there together? They kind of made Cybill seem like an extra character in the whole thing. And like it was Glenn and Bruce. I don't know, guys.
Yeah.
That rubs me the wrong way.
I know. I recently, Mandy, I recently read an art. Mandy's from Melbourne, so she lives near me. I recently read an article that was in 1987 Australian TV Week. I wish I had kept my TV weeks, Mandy. It said Bruce was earning 50,000 an episode at that stage of Moonlighting.
I wonder what Cybill was making then.
Well, if he was earning 50, she was earning more. It must have just got up with when they.
She started at 35, right, Grace?
He started at 35, and he was half that.
So maybe she made 45 and he made 50 or something. He was making more.
Yeah. They both look gorgeous. Tupper, they were paid very low. Other stars of other shows were making much more. Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I heard Ted Danson was making a lot of money.
God, ridiculous.
Probably Bill Cosby was making a ton of money. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And Mark Harmon went on to make bloody NCIS and getting bloody 300 grand each time.
Oh wow. Yeah,
Ridiculous.
they were well paid, but yeah, maybe not paid enough. You
Yeah.
know.
Mm. Well, a lot of the show made a lot of money through ads and so many things, and
Gosh.
you
Yeah,
know,
what did
and that's
Seinfeld
why Glenn
make?
says, "Well, we're making all that money. Let's put it back in the show." You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ray
Yeah.
Romano was getting 2 million per episode. Yeah. Well, Seinfeld was getting 1 million as well. This sounds so cheesy, but to a young girl in the mid-80s, Maddie Hayes was super important to me. She was so independent and strong. I loved her. That's from Carpenter. Yeah. She was
Yeah.
strong. But you know what? Behind the scenes as well, she had to be.
I know. Yeah, Cybill herself.
She had to
Yeah.
be one of the guys.
Yeah, she had to really stand up for herself and her character, and you know, she said she wished she had done it a little bit more, and maybe not marry, you know, refused to marry the Walter character and all that stuff. But
Yeah, she wouldn't have
yeah, I
been.
agree. I mean, we talked to Glenn about that too. She was really ahead of her time. She really was. I mean, she was the boss. You know, like he said, you play the tune and I do the dance. You know, yeah, she was in charge, right? And that's a great role model for young women. Absolutely, Maddie Hayes was wonderful, wonderful role model. And Cybill, yeah, Cybill too. Cybill has fought for herself and fought for, yeah, just basic rights and things like that. So I do respect her.
Yeah. Okay, that's it.
Anything else? All right, great. Well, this got my blood pressure up. Um, I don't know why it's so hard to look at that, but it is. It really like annoys me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find it very. I think I just take on the feelings that seem to be radiating out of there, which is just like uncomfortable, cringy kind of awkwardness and over talking and I don't like seeing Bruce and Cybill. You know, that's why it's such a pleasure to watch the interviews that we have recently, because they're so cute together and they're so connected and they're so
They're really
in
connected.
sync.
That's
And they
a
really
great
play
way
off
to
each other.
describe it.
Yeah, and they have like a real affection for each other, and they're just like, it's just that little moment in time where they were working for each other, like Cybill said in another interview, and it's so great. I just love to keep them in that time. So to see them years after where they're disconnected and the chemistry is really not there between them and stuff and Cybill is clearly outside of Glenn and Bruce's little bubble there, and yeah, but the Atomic commentary makes up for it to some degree. There's a lot of amends there and a lot of affection that we can hear again. So at least we get a little taste of it.
Yeah. So I'm glad they did, the commentaries for the DVDs because, I think they needed to vent and talk and, make amends and get rid of all the bullshit that happened 20 years ago and let's move on.
I know.
You need to do that, even for your own mental health,
Yeah.
And that's why
It's
I
like-
think Cybill has blocked a lot of stuff out.
Yeah, I think she has from that time. I think it was a real rough time. I mean, yeah, it wore on her. If you look from 85 to 89, Cybill Shepherd, it takes a toll on her. Everything
You know
took
what
a toll on her.
takes a toll on
She's
her?
very stressed by
A
the
lot of
end.
the
Yeah.
episodes a lot of the interviews I've seen with Cybill, she always brings up the money.
Yeah,
Always
and
brings
a
it up.
lot of her speeches, she
Yes.
mentions money.
And the speeches. Don't
Mm-hmm.
mention it on a speech. Just leave
She
it
does a
alone.
few times, I know.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
she's
that's
got a big
true.
thing about that. That he earned more than. Well, from then on, he earned a lot of money. He earned way more than her.
Where she just mentions that, she's well paid and stuff like that. Yeah, his career, she is partly responsible for his career, and they should have had a conversation. They kind of walked away from Moonlighting. We can see from that, like, It's a Rap video, they're disconnected there. There's some bitterness, and then they go on to talk about each other in interviews where they don't say very nice things. And in the book, she doesn't say some very nice things. They should have had a conversation. They needed to.
Yeah.
I think they did have a conversation at one point. She said in her book, but like, they needed a conversation where they cleared the air between them. I don't know if they ever did it. Maybe they did it after this. but there was definitely some bad blood still there.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
a lot of big egos. Yep. Yeah, they no longer knew each other.
yeah. Hmm. It's
Um,
interesting to see. I mean, it's easy now, in 2026, going back and watching all these different interviews, even when you watch them out of order, the different behaviors between them both. Because back then it would have been gradual. You would have watched something in 85, then 86, and 87, and then, nothing after 1990 together until we get the DVDs. So, yeah, it's interesting
yeah.
to see the behavioral changes during Moonlighting, even towards the end. And, even when Bruce talks to Arsenio Hall, and wow, not nice. Yeah, he's not happening.
And he's very arrogant there as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's just
he is a little bit. Yeah.
Bruce is a bit intolerable in some ways after Moonlighting,
Yeah.
in the 90s when he really got famous. Um, yeah, Sheila, the snippets where it's Bruce and Glenn, and Bruce talks a lot about talks about when they're in the elevator. Yeah, for the audition, he's flirting with Cybill, and when she flips her hair in the dream sequence. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the other one.
Yeah.
That's the other interview.
It's great.
With just them two.
I mean, he was absolutely attracted to her, no doubt about that, and
Oh,
that's why I played those snippets because even then, even with like some bitterness, he still like really was like very attracted to her.
Yeah.
Both things can be true, right? You can be mad, but still madly and like wildly attracted to somebody.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I think that's Bruce just had a lot of resentment. I think about how Glenn was removed from the show. I think that was Bruce's big thing. I don't think a lot of the fights were between Bruce and Cybill. I think it was Glenn and Cybill, and Bruce was in the middle, and he kind of resented that,
Yeah.
and he blamed Cybill.
Yeah.
That's it. So
When they discuss remaking the show, yeah, I don't know, Wendy.
what?
Didn't they meet up by accident in a cafe in Encino? That's when they discussed remaking the show. Yeah, I don't know. Is that what Glenn said?
I never heard.
I don't know. I can't remember.
I didn't hear that. And who's they? You mean Bruce and Cybill, or Glenn and Bruce, or?
Probably Glenn and Bruce. She probably.
I think Glenn and Bruce have been in touch the whole time. On the 40th reunion, Glenn said that Bruce would call him and talk about, is there a possibility to make Moonlighting happen again? Yeah. And I got the sense that was like 2018, 2019, yeah. Not too long ago. I know. Well, it's so great to know that Bruce wanted to, He was willing.
Yeah. No, that's really, that was a nice tidbit because,
yeah.
Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thunk it? Yeah. Glenn and Cybill. Cybill and Bruce in a cafe. I've nenever heard that story. Never heard that Cybill and Bruce. I heard that they were going to meet up in Canada at one point. They were both there filming different things, and like they got in touch and wanted to meet up or planned to meet up, but they didn't end up. Cybill didn't meet him. That's what I heard. Yeah, that Bruce wanted to meet Cybill in Canada, and she didn't. It didn't end up working out, or she didn't like do that. Yeah. So the mind reels, or maybe they did. And maybe they were just putting on acting like aloof from each other here because they had, gotten together all along. Who knows? Yeah. Well, if there was ever a time that they were gonna, revisit the show, it should have been right here, like during this time, because they both look great.
Yes.
They could have put the band back together and everything like that. But yeah, after that, yeah, they could have done something with a second generation, but them still be involved or something,
Yeah.
They could have done something, but like, whatever. I don't know. Not going to happen now. So that's why we have fanfic.
Oh, Sheila heard the Canada story too.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I know.
Okay. It was in a magazine.
Okay, well,
website.
yeah.
Okay.
If you find it, post it so we can
Yep.
take a look.
Yep.
Well, Grace, you and I better go because we have
Yep.
got more taping to do today. We got to take a little break and then we're going to record Ika Spouse.
We're recording Ika Spouse today, which, oh my God. Yeah, okay.
So more cringe, guys. We have more cringe. Yeah,
More cringe.
coming. More slow car crashes coming our way today.
It's a cringe day. It's a cringe day.
Can't wait to discuss. Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for coming. Lots of fun as usual. Yep, this was, I think, a much needed to discuss reunion. Very interesting, especially kind of like bookending the other interviews that we have looked at. They're in a different place in life, but yeah, we still get some good nuggets there, especially from the commentary, of course. And Grace and I now will be on a break for the summer. And if we decide to do a live, we will announce it and let you know. But yeah, after we record today, we're done for a little bit. So have a great summer, everybody. If we do pop in for a live, we'll see you there, but we will let you know. We're not sure of any dates for that. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, Curb is great, Grace. Yeah, if you love Seinfeld, you got to watch Curb.
You guys are awesome.
amazing.
Grace, if you get a chance, check out Curb Your Enthusiasm. The Spite Store episode is hilarious. I've been watching Larry David interviews lately, and especially the one with Rich Eisen, and he's something else, and he's no filter. I love that. No filter. He just says what he's got to say, and that's how he feels, and bad luck if you don't agree. So, yes, enjoy your summer break. In Melbourne, enjoy our winter break. But,
yeah, winter break.
But we're
break,
both going overseas, so I'm going to a warmer climate, so which is nice.
Yeah. Nice
Have
escape.
an amazing night. All love from Culver City, California. See you next time. Have an amazing summer. See you in the fall for more.
Thanks, Eric.
We'll miss you. Oh, thank you very much. Well,
Yeah,
thanks for joining
we'll
us
be back.
today. That was a review.
We'll be back
I didn't think
before
we'd
you
ever
know it.
review that. That was
That was hard.
Yeah, it really did need to be reviewed.
Yeah, it did, but it left me feeling cringy. I still feel uncomfortable that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shake it off.
I'm gonna go and
shake
shake
it
it
off
off now. I'll take
shake it off, and I got to get ready for the next discussion of Ika Spouse, and that's a whole other ball of wax, isn't it?
Spouse will be out. God knows when. I have no idea. Late August, September. I don't know. Depends what we're doing. But in about a month, you'll get bonus episode. We've got another episode with Danielle discussing scripts. I think season 2. Which season 2?
We discussed season 2.
We discussed season 2. So
yeah, season 2 filming.
We can deal with that.
That's lots of fun. Tons of fun.
Tons of fun. All right. Thanks for joining us today. And thank you if you're overseas and it's the middle of the night. I apologize. Thank you for staying up with us. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
See